Welcome to episode 86 of the PACT Life Podcast. I'm your host, Bruiser Carter, along with my family. This time we got first arrival. Welcome back in 2021, Slim Reaper.
Pat, I ain't seen y'all all year. How y'all doing?
Ain't see y'all here either, brother. I'm doing well. Diagonally, we got Heat fan enthusiast himself, Mr. Jalen.
You know the vibes.
And last but not least, we got my brother, Mr. Cut Carter. Man, how you guys doing? First episode recorded in 2021. New blessings. How you guys doing, man?
Great, man. Blessed.
Definitely blessed.
Jay said he doing good. I'm doing well too. Doing some applications, doing some things that's gonna shape my future in a sense.
Your future?
Yeah, my future.
Young senator.
No. Oh,
Me?
Thanks
Obviously.
Presidential candidate.
that's Jace. Jace got that.
Okay.
Speaking of yesterday, though, I wanted to just point that out. Talk about it real quick. Players around the NBA, the sports world, especially like this Jaylen Brown of the Celtics. Forgot who I believe they played the who the Celtics played last night?
Heat.
They played the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they played your Miami Heat last night, and they took a knee. A lot of NBA teams around the NBA took a knee, did the tip off and took a knee and took a 24-second violation as a result of the district attorney in Kenosha, Wisconsin, not pressing any charges on the officers that was involved in the shooting of Jacob Blake, as well as what happened at the nation's capital, where pro-Trump supporters raided and took over and attempted coup to get the election results changed due to them not winning the election. You guys' thoughts? I thought it's just I thought it was a clear like double standard that Black Lives Matter protesters, and how the pro-Trump supporters were treated. I think that was clear as day by the police. I think that's obvious, but what do you guys take away? Jayla, I'm gonna start with you, but
Well, there's no more denying white privilege. I tell you that. Just a bunch of thugs out there trying to just thug up the place. No real agenda, just to be out there just thugging. I don't understand it. I mean, when we were out there peacefully protesting, we were called thugs. We were out there rioting, looting. That's what they said about us. But, people out there penetrating the national, a federal building, the Capitol, where
Capitol Hill Police.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like plain as day. It's plain as day how white privilege works in America. It's definitely two Americas that we live in, and I'll just leave it at that.
Clear as day. You agree, Cut Carter?
Yeah, it's clear as day. For me, I really didn't even know what was going on at first. I'm driving home, I'm in the car. Everybody like, you see what's going on? I'm like, no. I'm thinking it's no big deal. I get home, I'm like, oh, this is outlandish. This is like movie stuff. This is stuff you see on TV.
This is historical.
He said this ain't happened since 1812.
Yep, the War 1812. Yep.
This sound like I was watching on Netflix like a couple weeks ago. The what is Olympus Has Fallen? That's what it's like. Like where they attacking the White House, but it was really terrorists, like people from overseas, or the way they depict them. But now we know that terrorists are right at home with us, right here.
Domestic and international terrorists. Yep.
So
big facts.
It's just funny though, like they get mad about people protesting about people being murdered, innocent people getting murdered and shot by people that's supposed to protect and serve. But then you out there going head to head with people that protect and serve over a person with a fake and false agenda. That's not even like everything he stands for is fake. And now all of a sudden you're a Republican, but this man was a Democrat pretty much his whole life. Now he's a Republican because it looked good and he knew they was going to be the ones to get behind it. But it's more than political parties with me. I feel like it just represents people trying to control other people and people using politics as a way to be racist. So
done for thousands of years. Jace, what's your takeaway, bud? Let's keep it. What you got for me, bud?
kind of glad it happened, honestly.
Talk to us.
Reason being is because, of course, we know what the real America looks like. We live it every day. But the whole world got to see what the real America looks like. Even though I feel like they knew what it looked like. It's just that now it's on the whole worldwide, on everybody's TV in the whole world. So it's sad that it happened, but I'm not mad that it actually happened because it was gonna happen one day or whatever. Because those people that follow that guy, they just have no brain. Honestly, they have no brain. They're brainwashed by him. So, yeah.
Facts. I agree. It's just we all seen this coming. When he was elected, the lies he was perpetuating, the things he was saying. And some people are like, oh, he ain't gonna really do nothing. His supporters, his base not gonna act the fool or do nothing like that. It's just talk. It's just like locker room talk, like what boys be doing. Similar to like when women be like rape culture and the things like men say, they be like, oh, we just joking around, but women actually live out like that fear of the potential, the chance of getting raped. That's similar to what Trump's doing. It's just nobody thought it would actually happen until it happened on a national scale and the whole world is watching. So it's just nasty. It's making a fool out of themselves. They're domestic terrorists, attempted coup, things we've seen in developing countries like in overseas in Europe or the Middle East, things like that. But you never thought it would happen in this country where it was, when we were taught growing up, the greatest country on earth. So it's nasty. It's dumb. All because they lost the election. It makes no sense after it been certified multiple times since multiple judges, Republican judges and Democrat judges. So it's not even political anymore. It's just like a madman, John, like something out of a movie, like Cut said. So it don't really make no sense.
Donald, you lost, loser.
Bye.
Sore loser.
He is a sore loser. But before we get off this topic, I do want to shout out three goats. One, the Reverend Raphael Warnock for defeating his opponent, incumbent Kelly Loeffler, in the Georgia Senate runoff, the special election. So shout out to the Reverend. Appreciate that, my brother. Also want to shout out John Ossoff, the youngest elected senator since Joe Biden to be in the Senate. So shout out to John Ossoff, beat the incumbent David Perdue in Georgia. And last but not least, I want to shout out the GOAT herself, Miss Stacey Abrams, the work she did after losing the governor race to Brian Kemp. And she didn't let that deter her. She still went out and did her plan and got a lot of Black voters to vote, a lot of rural voters to vote. So it's just all around. Congratulations to Stacey Abrams. This feat cannot be done without you. And now the Democrats control the Senate, the House, and now the White House. So thanks for looking up in 2021. Your guys' thoughts.
Man, that just goes to show you behind every great thing is what? A Black woman. Appreciate you, Stacey Abrams. Appreciate you, Stacey Abrams, and everything you do. I mean, now, they got to do their work. Yep. We did our part. They got to do their part.
Right.
So, we'll see where it lands.
Yeah, I agree. This is great for the country. It's great for everything. Politics aside, it's just, I feel like a lot of stuff that we should have been had is going to be implemented, hopefully. Because there's a lot of the stuff it's like Canada has some stuff better than America, but we supposed to be the best country in the world. It just don't make sense.
Oh, God.
So
like the healthcare.
Right. So hopefully we can start implementing stuff to get everybody where they need to be and get this pandemic, all this stuff handled. Like we dealing with stuff we shouldn't be dealing with. In the country to be the best.
Big facts. Is there any news we want to get politically out of the way before we talk about some big sporting events that are approaching?
25th Amendment, impeach, whatever y'all got to do. I don't want bro to finish none of it. He don't need to finish nothing. Get him out of there now.
The only thing is going to take, he got 2 weeks left. It's going to take about a week for them to actually say, okay, we're going to do the 25th Amendment. And then at that point, it takes like 3 days for him to get out of office and stuff like that. So they probably going to let him finish his time.
He recently came out, and my mama just told me that he came out and released a video saying that Biden won the election. So I don't know I didn't see the video yet, but that's how I was informed like an hour ago. So he trying to do it
It's
back.
either that or
make his supporters go back. What you said, JD?
nah, I was saying he ain't had no choice.
Yeah.
No choice after yesterday.
Stephen A. said he had a great point. Stephen A. had a great point. He was like, his biggest supporters, like Mitch McConnell and Mike Pence,
right,
were all in that building when he told them folks, go to the building and do whatever you got to do. And his biggest supporters is in there. So, like, even they said something about the nuclear codes and all that type of stuff. That scared me because, like, this man can do anything he want to do right now. And obviously, he just did what he just did yesterday by inciting a riot. Honestly, we're going to call it what it is. It's inciting a riot. And we can't really do much about it because the 25th Amendment, it takes too long to actually implement it. And impeaching takes, we already seen how long that take. So, hey, he got 2 weeks. We just pray that these 2 weeks to go by smoothly.
How long it take for that 2K stimmy to come through?
Let's talk about it, JB. Get down to the nitty gritty.
My mama claimed me, so I ain't.
I felt that.
I need all that.
I get on
I
them
need
clothes,
it.
though.
Love to see it.
All right. That was a interesting topic. They say we don't talk about politics on here, but they don't be watching because we be getting
Who said that?
And they be that's what people be saying. I don't appreciate that. We be talking about a little bit of thing. No,
We do.
we do. All right. I know. Big facts. Let's talk about it. The NFL Super Wild Card Weekend. The Green Bay Packers and Kansas City Chiefs earned a first round bye, so they will not play this Sunday. We will see them next week. We'll talk about them next week. Let's talk about the first matchup. Highly anticipated. The Colts will travel to Buffalo and play the Bills. The Bills are a 6.5-point favorite as of January 7, 2021. Who you guys taking? And give me your reason and why. We can start with Cut Carter since you looked at me like that.
Buffalo. You see, I got on this Buffalo blue. No, I'm playing. But I got Buffalo winning. This Colts blue too. But I got Buffalo winning. I think it's gonna come down. They got the better team. The Colts have. I do want to see Phillip Rivers do well, but it's Josh. I think it's Josh Allen time to make some noise. I know Stephon Diggs can make noise. The defense is their defense is amazing. You know, they're good to watch. Play good. They play good. I think this is a game where the Colts are good at stopping, but no, they're good at stopping the run. Colts defense is notoriously known for, I guess, more so for their pass rush. But
and stopping the run.
No, I'm just thinking when they couldn't stop Derrick Henry, but the Bills don't really care. The Bills don't want to run the ball. The Bills want to throw the ball and throw it over you. So,
there's only one Derrick Henry. So I mean,
I know the Bills don't, but the Bills not gonna stop it that way. I don't think they have any corner that can guard Stephon Diggs. I think if they double them, they're setting themselves up for failure because that's gonna open it up for Beasley to come across in the slot. That's gonna open it up for Gabriel Davis to beat you deep because he's the deep threat. Gabriel Davis, like Stephon Diggs, is more intermediate. So, and then John Brown, he caught one the last week too, or whatever. So,
yep.
When they turn it on, they could turn it on. Go ahead.
I'd say the Colts ranked second in rushing yards per game, only behind the Bucs, 90.5 rushing yards per game. So they have a great rush defense. The defense in totality is really good.
They're good at stopping on the run, but they can't stop Henry. Henry toted on them. So that's what it was. That's why I was thinking that they
give Henry some respect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
6.5 points favorite, Derek. Who you got the Bills winning, right?
Yeah, Bills. I'm sorry, because Jalen made a slick comment.
All I said was,
as we welcome Mr. Johnny Mars in here. John, how you doing, man?
He just woke up.
What's good? Yeah, I definitely just woke up. Derrick Henry gonna total them, bro. It don't even matter. So
they don't play each other.
We're talking about Bills Colts, John.
I'm sorry.
What y'all talking about?
We're on Bills Colts, bro. I got you, man.
Bills Colts, not straight. I got Colts for real. I think they got to come out and just be the underdog team and win like the Bears do. It's something about underdog this season that got me in the mood. So if the Bills, if they mess up early And the Colts capitalized off of it because the Colts in a lot of games this year have gone up about 2 or more scores. And granted, the defense, pass defense at least, hasn't been well enough because obviously if you're up by 14, your run defense is good. So if they get up early in this game, their run defense is going to be straight. But if they allow Josh Allen to come back and throw for like 350, 375 still, then it could be a problem. But I do think they have the offense to compete in a shootout, which the Bills, that's the type of game they like to play. So it's going to be a tough one. I do think the Bills have a chance to lose, but they are at home. That gives me an advantage. So we'll just have to see. But that's what I got.
I believe that all that rides on the play of Phillip Rivers. I think he has to come out and turn back the clock and play like he did back when he had LT, back when we was with the Chargers those days. Because if he turns over the ball, makes a sloppy throw, I think that'll be the game. That'll be a turning point. Jalen, one of the biggest knocks I'm hearing into this week is Josh Allen's immaturity. We see him last year in the playoffs against the Texans. He was doing NFL 2K throws off behind the back, throwing it, just doing crazy throws, all this other stuff. Do you think he'll settle in this year with a playoff experience under his belt and beat the Colts this week?
Well, he'll be better than what he was last year. But I have the Colts pass rush giving him a problem. We've seen it. At times, Josh Allen can struggle and look really bad against a pass rush. First half of that Pittsburgh game, they were all over him. And then Ben Roethlisberger throws a pick. Their defense makes a play, gets the energy, swings the momentum back into the team's favor. Josh Allen, boom, gets there. I feel like whenever Josh Allen faces real adversity in games, he tends to go into a shell. And it takes for someone else to make a play to really give them a spark. So I'm really going to go with the Colts. I feel like the Colts going to come out to play. They can be ready to smack them boys in the mouth, and I don't think that Josh Allen is ready to take that step and respond to adversity. So, yes, give me the Colts. I'm going to predict a score of –
Bills are 6.5 points favorites. What's the score? What you got for me?
I got it 31-28 Colts.
Close one, I got you. Last but not least, Jace, who you got winning this matchup to kick off Super Wild Card Weekend?
I'm gonna go safe. I'm gonna go with a safe pick and go with the Bills. But this is Josh Allen's game to lose. If he wants it bad, he'll play the way he needs to play. Like he is wet behind the ears. He is a little adolescent in the playoffs. But Leslie Frazier and them boys they on his on Leslie Frazier's side, they gonna come to play. They're gonna come to play. So it's all on Josh Allen. That's the only time they really lose is if Josh Allen's not doing what he got to do to play football. So I'm still go with the Bills, but the Colts definitely have a shot at winning this game if that pass rush gets to him and they pressure him a lot, get him out of pocket a little bit. Yeah.
I got a question.
Shoot, cut. We got you.
So Josh Allen played in the playoffs last year, and they lost to the Texans, right? Or did they win that game?
They lost.
They went to overtime.
They lost.
Lost to overtime. Okay. So this is his second playoff appearance.
Correct.
So him and Lamar Jackson have the same amount of playoff wins. I also like to add that the Colts that we gassing right now, this is a new quarterback in a new system in a new city with a bunch of players that have never, ever played in the playoffs, ever.
No,
and now you're going to
couple half.
And it's their 17th game of the season. You don't think they've hashed that out by now? Literally, they're playing their 17th game of the season. Like
I don't think this isn't basketball where you could get it. You could be in sync by the end of the season. Right. It takes years for teams to get it going. The Chiefs can just come out and win the Super Bowl. The Chiefs took 3 years to get where they at. So I don't understand how the Colts are being so hyped.
They do have Phillip Rivers at the helm. I mean, he's experienced quarterback.
Phillip Rivers didn't make the Alls for what? In San Diego, he didn't make the Alls.
But he had before
for 3 straight years.
Anthony Lynn.
I don't blame the coaching for what they had going on. He was missing throws. Phillip played bad.
He did play bad. He definitely played bad. But
so the kicker ain't shank every kick.
The last time the Chargers, Phillip made the playoffs was in 2017 when they beat the Ravens that year, and then they played New England and lost, I believe.
One time.
So look at that. Recent.
The Ravens they beat were Joe Flacco's Ravens.
That was Lamar's rookie year. Yeah.
Oh, Lamar, yeah.
He said 2017.
And Lamar played that game.
That was Lamar rookie year.
That was his first
Oh, when they put the DBs in the linebacker.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. But yeah, to counter your point, because I do have the Bills winning. I think it won't be close in my opinion. I think they're going to route them like similar to what they did last week. They have Xavier Rhodes playoff experience. They have DeForest Buckner playoff experience. T.Y. Hilton got a couple of playoff experience on his belt as well. So I don't think they're unseasoned. I just think it's going to come down to who's the superior quarterback, and I don't trust Phillip Rivers at this stage of his career to get the job done anymore. So I'm taking the Bills. I think they'll cover the spread immensely. And
for some reason, Bruce, the thing with me though, Stephon Diggs always end up being open.
He's that good.
It's because of what's their office coordinator? It started with Brian something.
Brian Dable.
Yeah, that system he got going. He finna be a head coach somewhere in the coming years.
He in the search right now. They doing right now. So to close out this, we got me, Jason, Derek got Bills, while John and Jalen got the Colts.
I do want to add one last thing.
Take it away.
You all, people talk about the Bears. That's my team, but they say that we can't judge Trubisky's last few games because of the talent that he's played and the records of those teams. But you look at the Bills, they play literally under 500 teams. Literally. I'm looking at it. They play teams like let me go to their schedule. It don't matter. But the fact of the matter is
they play the Dolphins. The Dolphins have a top 15 defense.
They played the Chargers week 11. Then they came back and they played
the Niners.
The 49ers.
Yep.
Then they came back and played the Steelers, okay? And when they played the Steelers, they didn't score that much. And then they came back and played the Broncos. The team after that, again, they came back and played
New England.
The Patriots.
Yep.
Like, those are all under 500 teams. Trubisky doing the same job. Not to compare these quarterbacks in any capacity, because I definitely have Josh Allen being far better than Trubisky. But the same respect that's given to that team needs to be, give it to the Bills and be given to the Bears. And then look at the fact that Phillip Rivers is a 4,000-yard quarterback. Phillip Rivers.
Yes.
Hold on. Phillip Rivers is a 4,000-yard quarterback, just like Josh Allen. But Phillip Rivers has a 1,200-yard running back in his bag, while Josh Allen really don't have that much of a run game to support. So if that pass stuff go left, the Colts got JT, who's going to go crazy. And they have 1,200 yards of offense that can come from literally any type of running back on that squad. So I really got them going because they have the advantage when it comes to other positions, not just Josh Allen. And if they play a smart game plan like Frank Ray is capable of doing, then I definitely got them winning this game at 1 o'clock where they're comfortable.
God.
So,
God.
The game is in Buffalo. The game is going to be in the cold, potential snow, 1. 2, you said Jonathan Taylor got the 1,200 out of nowhere, whatever. The Bills' rush defense is great. So the run thing not going to work. He going to have to throw the ball. And it's going to have to be on the side that Tre'Davious White is not on. So now you got to force the ball to one side of the field. And I don't even like the corner on the other side, Josh Norman, but he can make a play. He can make a play.
On who?
You got to pick last week.
Before I let Jason go, the Bills' rush defense is ranked 17th in the NFL, allowing 119 yards a game.
17?
20 yards against a 1,200-yard running back.
Hold got the second best.
I can't let Jason go because he also said the Bears on the same level as the Bills.
That's what I was going to get at. That's what I was.
Josh Allen this is Josh Allen's second straight playoff appearance. You said the Bears and the Bills earn the same amount of respect, but they don't because y'all division sucks except for the Packers. Their division is better than y'all's now out of nowhere. For the last couple of years, it hasn't been, but now it is. So
the Jets and Patriots trash. What do you mean?
Yeah, but the Dolphins were a game out the playoffs, and they didn't make it because the Bills beat them.
The Jets and Patriots.
The Vikings and Lions are way better than the Jets, and they were way better than the Patriots. So, and they weren't tanking. So
the Jets 100% were tanking. They lost the game they had won on purpose.
No. Our division wasn't tanking, which means it was competitive the entire way, and people knew that. There was no speculation of what player they're trying to get in the draft. Like, every team competed.
I'll give you that
Yeah,
on the division side, but I'm my main point. I'm not gonna lie, because I might have been wrong in my rebuttal, but my point is that the Bears and the Bills are not on the same level. That's my point.
I can't agree with that.
maybe not.
Got you, boys. All right, that was fun. I like this.
Real quick. You compared the coach. You compared the Bears and the coach of the Bears and the Bills.
I'm comparing the level of respect going into the playoffs for the Bills.
We can't respect y'all.
2 seeds gonna get more respect than the 7 seed.
John, we can't give y'all respect because y'all almost have the same quarterback situation as the Eagles.
And the Eagles beat the Saints.
Oh, brother.
Jalen's so funny, bro.
Just a troll. He's just a troll. Man.
Wait.
A troll.
Did the Eagles not beat y'all?
Hey,
we
we
talking
about playoff teams, JB. I'm sorry, we're talking about
Are they even a playoff team, bro?
You're right, bro. But what I'm saying is Trubisky can run the ball.
Hey, hold on. Didn't we beat y'all twice?
We gonna get there though. We gonna get the same Bears.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, there we go. I gotta mute everybody. All right, we move on to the next matchup on this Super Wild Card weekend. Rams travel to Seattle for the third time to play them, second time in Seattle. Seahawks are a 3.5-point favorite. In pre-production, Cut was telling us about how y'all sleeping on the Rams, bro. It's not that. We're not there yet, though. We're not there yet. Cut, you were saying you be sleeping on the Rams, or the Rams might potentially upset the Seahawks. Can you expand on that point, please?
The Rams and the Seahawks split this season. This is their third matchup. Third matchups, it could go any way when you both split. And the thing is, I know it's in Seattle, which gives them the advantage. But last time Jalen Ramsey matched up with DK Metcalf, what did he do? He didn't do much. Now you got him matched up in the playoffs with Jalen Ramsey. You got Aaron Donald, who's ready to eat and finally get back to their playoff glory from 2 years ago. Or 2 years ago. So now, I think they're gonna apply pressure. Now, when we switch sides and we talk about the Rams' offense, I don't know what to expect because I don't have faith in Goff. So that's the reason.
Goff is questionable. They say he's coming off of a thumb injury.
That's why I think they can lose. They 100% can lose the game because of that. I don't think the offense can do anything, but I think their defense is good enough to keep it attainable. And it's going.
Who you picking?
Oh, yeah, I gotta put it on wax now. Dang, the time has come. Give me the Rams.
Gotcha. Jalen. Cooper Kupp is back for this matchup. Jamal Adams, he did get nicked in their Week 17 matchup against the Niners, but he said he will play. Who you got winning this game, bro? Third time's the charm. Playoffs.
What I saw from the Rams last week was not the Rams, but the Seahawks last week was definitely not an encouraging sight. They were struggling against the 49ers who had their best corner out. Like, why are you struggling to put up points against that defense? Why are you struggling just in general as a team against the 49ers? So it's just like Seattle, I feel like they could easily go out there and win the game, but they're not going to. All because of Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is not the right coach for them guys, I believe, to get them further than what they need to be right now. You look at these boys, they should be favorites to go to the NFC West, but we don't know. We don't know what Russ we're gonna get. We don't know what DK we're gonna get because Jalen Ramsey gonna be on them. And then you got that monster AD coming up the middle. So it's like, can you really put your faith in the Seahawks right now? I can't. So with that being said, I'm gonna go Rams.
Oh, okay.
And it'll be a fairly low scoring game, 20-16.
You got Seattle covering. Okay.
Russ loses.
Russ
tries to make a last minute. Russ tries to make a last minute drive and fails.
Ooh, got you. Okay. No love for the Seahawks today, I see. I will agree and say Russell Wilson at offense taking away their Jets matchup. They have been sluggish lately. They haven't been putting up the high offensive power that we're used to seeing earlier in this year. Jace, so you got, man, Rams or Seahawks?
Okay, let's pump the brakes. Okay, let's pump the brakes real quick. All right, let's pump the brakes. We still have Russell Wilson on that side of the ball. Okay, they still have Russell Wilson. They have I'm a bold prediction.
Okay.
Another Robin Johnson on the side of that ball too. I'm just saying. They have Pete Carroll. I don't know what JB's talking about. They have Pete Carroll. He led them to 2, 3. I don't forgot how many Super Bowls it was.
2.
So 2
on the 1 yard line. You don't get a ball to Marshawn Lynch.
That's a questionable call. We still got him there, right? All right. So listen, they have a quarterback, right? Some type of quarterback. I don't know what he is. His thumb broken. Okay, he has a broken thumb on his throwing arm. All right, he's not gonna be. They're saying he's questionable. He's probably not gonna play. If he plays that game, they're gonna get blown out by 30. I'm calling it. All right. I have Seattle winning 10 to 31. 10 to 31. Wow. Seattle.
Wow.
DK will get over 100 yards on Jalen Ramsey.
Oh.
Just because it's the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Y'all forget Russell Wilson in the playoffs? It's basically Tom Brady.
I mean,
that's all I'm gonna say. All right. Yeah, you got Jalen Ramsey, you got AD. Yeah. They're gonna do what they gotta do. But hey, I got DK going off. I got Russell Wilson going off. And they got Jamal Adams, the best linebacker in the game. Linebacker. He's not a safety. He's a linebacker, okay? The best linebacker in the game. He's going to terrorize Jared Goff. He's going to terrorize him, okay?
Well, Goff is average.
Yeah,
very average.
And at the same time, you don't know what Jared Goff you're going to get with a broken thumb. Y'all crazy.
John.
Handed off the Cam Akers.
Jared Goff throws for 2 picks. Or, like, he going to throw 2 picks. It's just in his nature. He's going to do it. And you can't throw picks against Russell Wilson. He's still an MVP candidate. Don't get that wrong. He's not going to win, but he's still an MVP candidate. So,
the big facts. I got you, John. John, when Jason's doing the Oakland monologue, bro, you was like, yeah, Derek and Jalen have lost their mind. You were shaking your head. Tell me why you're riding with Seattle, man.
Yeah. Okay, 4 losses by the Seahawks this year. I'm intrigued by those losses. One coming in overtime versus the Cardinals, split against the Rams, others against the Giants, and others against, I believe, another playoff team. Who else did they lose to? Giants, Rams, Cardinals, and Bills. They lost to
Bills.
So the fact of the matter is their losses are very impressive. They were close, and you could say they could have won all of those games. And they did start the season like 5-0, 6-1, 7, like something ridiculous. And we were talking MVP. How does that just go away in this matchup where the Bills, who 6 losses, also come to the Seahawks, the Bills, and some other questionable teams like the Jets? And you're like, what in the world? Like, y'all losing to teams like this? The Seahawks have not slipped up. And if they did, it was a very close game until the end, all 4 quarters that they competed. So if you look at a team that can compete all 4 quarters, you're like the Rams or the Seahawks, where you taking, like, without even them playing each other. I'm taking the Seahawks. Now you tell me that they're playing each other, and I'm looking at their schedules this year. I definitely have the Seahawks. It's at home. It's 4 o'clock on a Friday. This team is going to have fun with them. Like
Saturday.
Nah, I got the. I think the Rams can make it, fun to watch. Like, oh, touchdown, Cooper Kupp, he's back off the IR. But like, it's not going to be them winning. I got the Seahawks comfortably winning at home. Russell Wilson, like Jay said, he's special. He's an MVP quarterback. I don't see a first-round exit in 2021. So
I have Seattle winning. I have them winning by a field goal. I just think this game is just too close. Last time these 2 teams played, it was close. The Rams were in position to win. Then Goff threw an ill-advised interception that cost them their chance to score a touchdown, even get points on the board. So I think this game will come down to who could take care of the ball more. And I trust Russell Wilson to take care of the ball more than Jared Goff, or if they put in the backup quarterback. It's just simple as that to me. I think the stars will shine. AD will have a good like breakout moment. Jalen Ramsey will have a great breakout moment. DK will. Tyler Lockett maybe have one perhaps. But I think similar to last matchup, it's come down to the quarterbacks, and I trust Russell Wilson more than Jared Goff. the Seahawks offense have been sputtering, but Russell in the second half, he's just good enough for that one drive to get you that one touchdown, and that was just silly for the Rams. So I have Seahawks winning by a field goal. Any other closing remarks? Cut Jalen, anybody?
I think I'm not saying this to say that Seattle is bad. I'm just saying it to say they can be shocked based on good defense. So
And they're not playing well right now.
Doesn't matter.
I think it's gonna come down to the defense. That defense, Seattle defense gonna have to like score. If Seattle defense scores, they win the game. Put it like that.
They have a
see
very
that.
good chance because they have a horrible quarterback. So
I'm just telling you, bro. The Rams,
But they can run the ball too.
the Rams have good running backs. Their service, all three of their running backs are serviceable to run the ball.
Molly get on that. Best linebacker in the game.
All right, with that shoulder injury.
Listen, I ain't mean to compare Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. I meant to say Aaron Rodgers. My fault.
Yeah, that's better.
Wait a minute. Wait. We're not gonna water down Aaron Rodgers like that, are we?
Hey,
I'm just saying, as far as like
Next Brewski's A.
Speaking of Jalen's quarterback, and Jalen, your internet going in and out. I don't know what's going on over there. But we're about to talk about your team, your guy. We have the Washington football team hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The football team are an 8-point underdog currently. And there's rumors that Alex Smith may not play. He's nicked up. They might do a quarterback switcheroo with the backup Heineke and see what they got going on. Chase Young called out Tom Brady, said he wants to go, and I love that energy from him. He's the next superstar of this league. Jayla, I'm going to go with you first, bud. Who do you have winning this matchup?
it don't matter who their quarterback is. They was gonna lose anyway. I don't understand the Alex Smith hype. We're gonna have check down Larry. We ain't worried about him if he do play. Man, I got the Bucks, man. We gonna be out there running these folks through the ground, bro. I think we win big. 38-7. Easy.
31-7.
They too little. They too little. They got one receiver, Terry. Know what we're gonna do? Lock him up.
Oh, bro.
Ain't nobody running on our defense. I love Antonio Gibson, but ain't nobody running the ball on us. So where their points gonna come from? Maybe a Tom Brady. So, he good at throw a little. He good at throw a pick six or turn the ball up for a touchdown. He good for it. You pissing me off with that, but yeah, man, we're gonna bust them boys. We're gonna bust them boys' ass.
All right,
I got 5 on that.
Johnny Morris, who you got winning this matchup? Are you taking the underdog? 8-point underdog. What you got?
This year, 2020, 2021 season, I don't like Tom Brady at night. I don't. It's 8:15. It's Saturday. It's just kind of unorthodox type of game for Tom Brady, I personally believe. And I think they lost last year at night when he was in New England. So it's just not – I just don't know. The conditions don't really align, and history don't really align for him to have a breakout game like Jalen is saying at this particular time. But, it is the Washington football team. I think they have a better coach. No disrespect to Ron Rivera, he got them there, but I think they do have a better coach in Tampa Bay. And with Tom Brady still being a champion and probably the most experienced person in this situation of being a first game playoff, I think they'll pull it off somehow, some way. Like Tom Brady is able to use his weapons to get in the end zone enough times to say we win. Might not be a blowout, because I do think Washington still does have a terrific defense, but Tom Brady's gonna say we gotta get in the end zone, let's score, let's win the game. It's like Jalen said, like you said earlier, it is as simple as that when it comes to the quarterback in this situation. I think they'll win.
Gotcha. Jace, what you got, bud? Do you have the football team pulling off the upset? Chase Young, Montez Sweat, get after Brady, keep it low scoring. Hopefully the offense could turn something into nothing.
You ain't got a cap because you're a Saints fan either. Tell the truth.
Hey, let me talk, man. Listen, I never take the Washington football team in any game, all right? Unless they're going to the Jets or the Jaguars, I'd never take them in the game. They're probably the worst organization. They have a good coach. They have a good defense. Yes, they do. They have a good young core. They got rid of Dwayne Haskins. Very questionable. I don't like it. Some of y'all like it. I don't. But I think it's gonna be close though. I still think it's close. They won't lock down Terry. I don't know what JB's saying. The Bucs secondary is very questionable. They can't lock down Terry McLaurin. They can't do it. Terry will probably go for about 80, 70, might hit 100. But I do have the Bucs winning though. Of course, that's the best thing. This is the easiest playoff game we have this year.
Do you think?
There's no way Tom Brady, huh?
I said, do you think the Bucs cover the 8-point spread? Then it's go 9 points, or you think they keep it under 8?
They'll probably go 20.
Oh, like you said, I thought they'll keep it low scoring.
I know, but it's a chance they go 20. Like it's literally a chance.
But
if I had to say, if I had to say they go above, definitely, it'll definitely go. I would say they go above.
All right, Cut Carter.
My turn. Oh, so everybody knows I want Washington to win, but I have to come out and say that they won't. Alex Smith doesn't look good in the pocket. He might not play. I know the Dwayne Haskins thing is painful to understand, and we think it's racist, but Ron Rivera is a Hispanic, Mexican person. I don't think he's racist. I, however, do think Dwayne Haskins was in a bad situation. I think the Washington owner is racist, and he was probably fed up with him as well. Dwayne ended up getting the job eventually, but back to the subject at hand. Alex Smith is the quarterback that gives them the best chance to win, period. I don't think any other quarterback would even have them in the playoffs. I think if Dwayne Haskins and Kyle Allen played all the games this season, they wouldn't even be in the offseason. We'd be talking about Kyler Murray and what DeAndre Hopkins and them going to do to the Bucs. So, oh, no, wait. Actually, somebody had to go. So it would have been the Giants. So we were talking about the Giants. So, Bucs are going to win this game because the Bucs have the team that is the team nobody really wants to see right now because it's that time of the season. You got Tom Brady in his bag. You got a healthy Leonard Fournette who ain't never been to the Alls except one time. He's ready. Mike Evans might not play. I'm not sure if he's off. I'm not sure he's back. He's back. But you also have a hungry AB.
We don't need him.
You also have a hungry AB who's ready to prove that he's back. You got Chris Godwin. You got Gronk who's back. And the defense is serviceable. So this game ain't a game to worry about for them at all. I think Chase Young might make a couple good plays, get a sack, might get a turnover, but the Bucs win this game by at least 14.
Oh, okay. My turn. We've seen it historically, the underdog team that shouldn't be there come in and win a playoff game. It was I think 6-10 or 7-9 Panthers did it one year, and of course Beastquake Seattle 7-9 against my New Orleans Saints. This won't happen this time. It's not a narrative. This is like kind of fact that Brady struggles. The Bucs struggle on night games. So we all know there's the famous one where he did that. But I just think they're locked in, they're ready to go. I think Bruce Arians, he may be on the hottest coaching seat of all the playoff teams, because if you lose and get upset by the football team, Brady not gonna like that for sure. The critics not gonna like that for sure, and especially your fans not gonna like that for sure. So I do think if they lose this game, I think they'll find a new head coach. But I have the Buccaneers win this game. Just their lack of the Washington football team's offense killed them in the end, and I think the Bucs they cover. I think they beat them by 10 points, 10 or 14 points, and they will be on their way to either Green Bay or New Orleans.
Both says Green Bay.
All right, we move on.
They don't want New Orleans. They don't want us.
We move on to the Sunday 3 games. We have the Rams. We have the Baltimore Ravens going to Tennessee to revisit their AFC divisional matchup from last season, but this time in Tennessee. The Titans are a 3.5-point underdog. I'll go first. I have the Ravens winning this game. I think this is there's a narrative that Lamar Jackson can't win in big games, in playoff games rather. His first year against the Chargers, they lost, even though he was a rookie and he was still learning offense. So I don't count that. But the last season against the Titans, when Derrick Henry ran up in their spot, it took everything. I think that was an indictment on Lamar Jackson, even though when you actually watch the game, receivers are dropping passes, O-line not blocking. So it's just like They're just killing Lamar for no reason. And I think they get the job done. Tennessee's defense is horrible. Pass defense is horrible. I think Lamar can light things up. He's getting acclimated with Boykin, Dez Bryant catching touchdowns, throwing up the X, Marquise Brown, and they're the number one rushing team in the NFL. They had, I think, 200 yards in multiple games this season, rushing yards. I think that's too explosive to carry with J.K. Dobbs and Gus Edwards. And I think this time they run Tennessee off their own field this time. I have the Ravens beating them and advance to the next round of the playoffs. John, who you got, man?
No, that's a terrific take, dog. Not even gonna cap to you. And for similar reasons, I have the Ravens winning as well. I mean, you look at a quarterback who's been to the playoffs every season of his career, and there is this false narrative that, I guess in his NFL career, it seems like against big-time opponents in big-time games, he's losing. But in this situation, literally did he just face this team last year? And like you said, they are number one in rushing. But I'm not going to disrespect that Aggie that they have at quarterback in Tennessee. Like, no lie, Ryan Tannehill has been playing amazing football. And it's probably one of the best resurgence in recent years that we've seen from a quarterback who's really just turned their career around. And I'm impressed by that.
Y'all need to stop it.
The AFC Championship last year, and with the potential to do it again because he has, for real, a dominant run game in his bag. And with Lamar having that same option as a dominant run game, you really do have to look at, the quarterbacks, I believe, and who can do more for their team to win. And personally, I think Lamar is in a better situation than he was last year. Their run game has improved since last year. I do think they have a better pass game than last year. So when you include all those in the scenarios and think about those drop passes that it happened last season or last postseason game for them, I don't think it's going to happen again. So I do have the Ravens winning. I think it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be like an all display of offense, but I got the Ravens, having the best offense in the end and, going to the next round. That's what's up.
Jalen, you came on unmuted to talk to John, and you told him he was stop playing or whatever you said. Why did you say that, man? Who you got winning?
I have the Ravens winning. I thought John was trying to draw some type of parallel between Ryan Tannehill and Lamar, but I was wrong. But anyway, I think that, Derrick Henry going to go off for like 150, 175, 2 tubs, but that's all they going to get. And then Lamar and them going to be marching up and down the field all day long. With that being said, I got a 33-14.
Ooh.
They can't stop nobody. They can't start nobody. The Titans, they are trash defensively. They went out and drafted Christian Fulton, and it's just like, I don't know if it's the defensive coordinator because the guy got talent. Like, what's the problem over there in Tennessee? So, I don't think that has anything to do with the players. I think it has more to do with coaching, honestly. And that's why I have the Ravens winning big, man. Can't go against them Harbaugh boys. Well, one of them. The other one a little suspect.
Jay, so you got winning, man. Are you riding with the king himself, King Henry, or are you riding with Action Jackson, reigning MVP?
I'm going with Truz, man. I'm going with the boy from down south, Florida. I forgot where he from. I don't know if he's Dade County. I don't know where he's from. But he's from Florida. I'm going with Truz. I see him going for about – he might hit 100 yards this game from just rushing. And I just don't, man. Everybody know Lamar ain't got nobody to throw to for real. He got Mark Andrews. Is Mark Andrews, he's straight, right?
Yeah, he's still playing. He's playing. He's active.
Yeah, he's straight.
So, yeah, he got Mark Andrews, but he need a number one receiver. He need a number one. And I hope they get that for him. But at the same time, he's still trust. So he gonna do what he gonna have to do. So I got the Ravens winning. Like everybody said, the Titans defense is horrible. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. So they basically just can't stop the Ravens because that's basically what they do. They run and they hit you with a play action pass. So, hey, they're not from that. What's it called? King Henry. Yeah, he gonna go for about 100 plus, definitely.
Yep.
He probably gonna score their only touchdowns. Honestly, keep it 100.
Got you.
So I definitely got the Ravens winning. I don't know about big, but I got them winning though.
I think, no. Before I give it to you, Cut, one thing we're not mentioning is I think the health of their defense. They're getting their secondary back with Marcus Peters. He played last week, getting Humphreys healthy, getting Jimmy Smith healthy, and also getting their interior healthy. Last time the Titans beat them in the regular season this season, Calais Campbell was not playing. I don't believe they had Yannick Ngakoue either. They acquired these defensive like walls to build up their inside, so Henry don't just run on them like that no more. So I think they'll be definitely ready for that Derrick Henry run. And Cut, Ravens or Titans? Who you got?
I'm gonna start with my little details first, then I'm gonna decide based on what I'm saying.
Okay.
I already know. So in regards to what Jalen said, Christian's been out hurt or whatever, so they don't expect him to play this week again. Odori Jackson just came back week 13. He's been limited in practice this week. So their only number one corner and consistent corner was Malcolm Butler, and they also have Desmond who will play, but he's really mostly used in the slot. Kevin Byard's still there. The D-line is in. The linebackers are in.
Clowney got hurt and didn't get a
Clowney's hurt, yeah. But Clowney not really a pass rusher anyway, so.
Okay.
I mean, I got the Ravens winning. I'm gonna just flat out say it. I think the Ravens win. I think they get upset. I think the Ravens owed them for last year. Especially like that's more of a reason. And I think this year the Titans aren't playing that well enough for him to need that outside threat. Yes, that's their weakest link and they need it, but I don't think he's gonna need it this week. And as long as they can run the ball effectively, I think they'll be fine. And I think the way Dobbins just came on, they could do it. Dobbins, Lamar, they could both almost get 100 running rush this week. As far as their defense is, the defense is gonna be fine. And they plugged the hole. They drafted a linebacker first round for a reason, being PQ. So Derrick Henry, they did that to respond to that need of what caused us to lose this game. Oh, bet. Instead of getting the number one receiver, we got that much confidence in our offense that we're gonna go get a linebacker when we could have drafted a receiver there. So I expect them to try to box Derrick Henry up. That's probably their main goal this week. That's probably all they talk about in practice. So I could see the Ravens winning this game. I'm gonna go 21-10.
Got them covering. I got you. Any closing remarks before we move on?
I think that there is a stigma the Ravens have versus playing the Titans. They did lose earlier this year in overtime to them. And so when you look at that, it's kind of like, I ain't gonna cap. It's like, when we have to face Green Bay, it's like something goes like something mental, you keep losing to this team and just little nuances that you do well against other teams, you just seem to can't do against this particular team. So I do think the Ravens, hopefully, if they are able to not find themselves in that situation, then they can win. But the Titans, bro, they got some impressive wins this year. They also are a really talented team offensively. And I've seen it from their quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if they win this game again. But I'm going with the Ravens. I think they'll win. I think Lamar Jackson doesn't want to start 0-3 for his playoff career. But it's just, we can't see it here. I know we all said the Ravens, but the Titans also, it's not that much of a difference when it comes to who can win this game and who has the offense to win the game.
I agree. I think it comes down to time of possession. Both teams love to run the ball. Whoever dominates the line of scrimmage will win the game, and I just trust Baltimore to do it. That's just how I'm feeling. We move on to the second matchup on this Sunday. The Chicago Bears go and visit the New Orleans Saints. This will be broadcasted on CBS and Nickelodeon. Shout out SpongeBob and them boys.
Nick.
The Saints are a 10-point favorite. John, tell me how Chicago will shock the world. I know you're riding with them boys.
Man, it feels great to be doing a podcast with my brothers and, being able to have this conversation with them about two playoff teams. One team that a month ago, people didn't think that they would be there, that they were dead, and we're saying ship off a quarterback, and we're saying restart, fire GM, fire head coach. But after pretty substantial play against maybe weaker opponents, but NFL teams nonetheless, Trubisky has found himself in a situation to let his second-round pick be actually noteworthy of something. So in that particular situation, I think that he has the golden opportunity to win this game. Bruce is asking me how we're going to shock the world. How you shock the world is by giving the people that they say are way better than your people the opportunity to not play. You say Drew Brees is way better than Trubisky. You say that Alvin Kamara is way better than whatever running back we have. You say that Michael Thomas is better than any receiver that we have on our team. That's fine. But how do you give them a chance to actually win, the Bears? You don't let those people touch the field. Last week, the Bears controlled the ball for all of 40 minutes in a 60-minute football game. Granted, they lost by 18. However, in the third quarter, they allowed no points. The second quarter was a 21-point effort from the Green Bay Packers. So big plays happen. You limit big plays. I think Drew Brees is a short throw type of quarterback. He is capable of throwing deep, but he is mostly in his heart and nature a short throw quarterback. And if we can contain the flat, the underneath, and we get them in 3-and-out situations, and Trubisky is moving the sticks, we win this football game. It's in New Orleans, yes, but fans aren't going to be there to make a difference of what the Superdome is meant to be there for. So in that situation, Trubisky can be comfortable. He can live up to the hype of being the number 2 pick. And if he wins this football game, I mean, like we talked about stigmas, the Saints have a stigma. You know that when it comes to playoff game, you're like, wait, we should win this game, and then you lose. So it's not like the Bears winning is a complete afterthought or complete impossibility. It's very capable that the Bears win this game. My last thing, and because that capability exists, that the Bears can win, because that capability exists, I believe we will win. I believe that there's so much doubt with the Saints that the Bears are going to find a way to win the game. I could be completely wrong, or I could be completely right, and that's the scariest thing about this. So I got the Bears winning. Could be a close one. We could win by multiple touchdowns.
Jalen's so funny. Come on, let it out, Jalen.
That boy was making some compelling points. That's all I'm going to say. Man, I'm going to be okay. We all know what Drew has the potential to do. We know they have the best running back in football, along with, outside talent, and Michael Thomas has been in and out. I feel as if it's going to take some time to get MT acclimated and ready to perform how he needs to perform in order for them to win. So you have that running against you. Then you have AK coming off of the best running back in the league, coming off of having COVID. We don't know how that's going to affect his body. Really, that's really the only thing that can really slow him down. With that being said, I mean, we've seen mobile quarterbacks give the Saints trouble. Just mobile quarterbacks. So if Trubisky can get outside of the pocket and really make plays with his legs and also extend plays, I see no problem with them being able to win this game. But with it being in New Orleans, I'm going to go ahead and say, man, them boys going to pull it out. New Orleans Saints is going to pull it out because I have no faith in Mitchell Trubisky whatsoever. He sucks. He stinks. Like, I don't know. I know he knows exactly what he needs to do, but I don't think he does it, and he will be the sole reason why the Bears lose.
Wow.
I have it 24-16.
You don't have the Saints covering.
I do not.
All right. I see Jace and Cut are just waiting there, just sitting back, anxiously waiting to go. Y'all could decide who go first.
Hey, I feel like Cut got a lot to say. So I'm going to just say this. Podcast, listen. John is an English teacher. The only reason why he sounded so smart, compelling, all this and that, because he's in English. He twisted the words, did all that. The Saints will win this game by 20 points, okay? By 20. They have Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback. That's all I have to say. That's all I'm going to leave it. I can't say that. But, yeah, listen. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah,
Cut. Thank you for not saying that. Cut. Talk to us, man. Why would the Saints? We have a stigma going around us that we can't win in the playoffs. Minneapolis Miracle last year to Kirk Cousins, the no call in that NFC Championship game. Tell us why the Saints will get back on track in this matchup.
Break.
The reason the Saints should win this game, I'm not gonna say I think we're gonna win, but I know from experience just to be chill and be humble. So I have us winning, and I made my rounds on this game, but the key to this game really is everybody's back now. Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, and Alvin Kamara have only played 10 quarters together this season. People don't talk about that. So when people talk about the mishaps and the struggles of our team, it's just funny because we still finished top 5 in offense with random people in the lineup. Taysom Hill was quarterback. Michael Thomas was out. Emmanuel Sanders was out. Number one receiver for a week was a undrafted free agent. You got Kamara was out, and last week our running back was Ty Montgomery. It's been a lot of stuff going on in this crazy season, and that crazy year 2020. But this is our first game of 2021, and I think we're on the up and up now. Maybe everything looks good. You got
second game of 2020.
Second game of 2020. Yeah. Who we played last week? The Panthers, and we beat them. Yeah. Yep. But now we got 2021. The defense was starting safety out, nickel safety, Chauncey out, and we got people off the practice squad making their first career interceptions, and people playing good for us. So now we got Marshawn back, we got Marcus Williams back, we got Chauncey Gardner back, we got Kamara back, Michael Thomas back. The sky's the limit for us, and that's just gonna be harder on the Bears. As long as our O-line can block, Drew's gonna be fine, and we don't have to worry about that beast and Khalil Mack. But I feel like this is the game with everybody back where Drew could get back to normal and spread the ball. We don't have to rely on Emmanuel Sanders and so-and-so to get all the catches or whatever. This is a game where everybody gets a catch. Drew Brees gets 9 people involved. But I also think this is the game where Jalen talking about Michael Thomas getting acclimated. He only runs slant routes, remember? So he don't have to get acclimated.
Mr. Slants, he's back.
I'm glad you finally admitted it.
I mean, that's what y'all say. Y'all say. I don't care what you say. As long as we win. And them in and out routes, he's a short in elite, short out elite. That's just what it's going to be this week. And we're not going to try them deep because they have good safeties. We know, good safety. I forgot who the other safety is.
I'll act like Drew Brees don't be playing fraudulent now. Y'all know how he get.
I think the key to
that bite tighten up, he be scared.
I think the key to the season is that Drew knows himself. Drew knows what his body can do now, and he's content with settling. He doesn't have to force the ball deep. We don't need him to do that. All we need
Glad you know.
Not fumble and not turn the ball over. I mean, this is the last season, bro. We trying to go out with a bang, so.
Oh, buddy.
I think this game will come. I think this game will come down to
just wait, because if this Deshaun Watson stuff true and he ended up in New Orleans
we about to talk about that after this. We're gonna talk about that after this. Don't y'all worry.
Yeah, I can tell you what you're
gonna go. And they just didn't. They didn't. What's it called? We'll talk about it. My fault.
Appreciate it. I think this game will come down to who has the most big plays. It doesn't have to be a 20-yard bomb. It could just be a simple screen that goes for 15, 20 yards. I think both of these defense are great. I think both of them are doing great, especially the Saints. That has been the reason why we're in this situation. Also, the Bears, they have lack starting to not get a lot of credit lately due to them being mediocre on the offense side of the ball. That's what doomed them. But I do think this game will come down to who gets the most big plays. And I think the Saints will get the most big plays out of their stars. And I think the Saints will win. I think they'll cover the 10-point spread as well. I think the Saints will get up 10 points and Trubisky's going to press and Nagy's going to tell them, throw it deep. And that's when the Saints get that turnover, and that's when the momentum of the game change. That's when we play the Saints kind of football. So I have the Saints winning. For the future of the Chicago Bears, I think Trubisky won't be a Bear next season. I think Matt Nagy may not be the Bears coach next season. And I think y'all should get rid of y'all GM. You did the big Khalil Mack trade, but all that has accumulated into being a wild card exit in 2 years, one against the Eagles and one this season. So I have the Saints winning and advancing to play the Seattle Seahawks based on my predictions. John, closing remarks. I know you have a lot to say.
Nah, I mean, it's respect. It's definitely respect to the Saints. But just Matt Nagy is already coming back next season. That's been talked about. We have seen.
Gotcha.
We have seen GM change their minds. They said he's coming back, but we'll see. Injury updates. Roquan Smith probably won't play. So
it's a huge loss.
We don't want that to run with Kamara out the linebacking core.
Yeah. Andy Trevathan, the other inside linebacker, allowed a 87 or 75-yard to Marquez Valdez-Scantling last week. So
that's also y'all DC foul because a linebacker should not be on Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Chuck McDonald is fired. That's a different story. I don't know why he's in Chicago.
That's what I wanted to ask. But what happened to y'all defense is notoriously known for being good, and it's like now I know y'all have the talent. I just don't see them doing what they used to do. I'm not hearing Khalil Mack strip sacks like I'm used to hearing. You know what I'm saying?
It's facts. Well, a lot of factors for that. Number one, this team doesn't rush that much. We play a lot of zone defense. In fact, 17th in the league when it comes to getting pressure on the quarterback and trying to blitz the quarterback. We don't do it that often. We're in a lot of zone coverages. Number two, like Eddie Jackson signed 5-year, 90-some million contract last season, but the quarterback ratings that throw his way are 104.
How do you do a quarterback rating for safety though?
Or anytime the ball is thrown, like
it's in his zone, but see, he don't. I mean, it's hard, bro. Y'all don't need to be playing.
No, that's on real stuff. Like you said, we have great players. I don't think that's on Eddie Jackson. I think that's on defensive call. Like you said, if we're rushing
Pagano.
Y'all shouldn't be in zone against Aaron Rodgers. Y'all play Aaron Rodgers twice. He's not the quarterback to play zone against.
And they try, but you really can't play any defense against A-Rod. Like if you try to blitz, he's gonna
have to play man. That's why they only beat us by 7. You got to run man.
You got to try to confuse him. It's like Mahomes, it's like any great quarterback. You just got to try to confuse him. Brady.
If he throw them zones, and if he come out there and be like, they in cover 2, bet. I'm gonna throw the ball here.
You gonna check?
Like
he gonna check the play to beat it.
Yeah. So right, and because of that, bro, I really do think our defense is like, I know you say it's good, but like we have good players. And if they make big plays and big moments, then we win. But it isn't like they have a track record this season of doing that. Right. So I'm uncomfortable with the defense. What I'm more comfortable with and what I really think gives us the best chance to win, which is why I honestly do think we will win because I feel like the upset is there. Like if the game management plays heavily on the favorites of the Chicago Bears and they're able to control the clock and they're able to limit those big plays and not allow y'all to score. And yes, when we're in the red zone, we're top 5. That is a fact. Top 5 in the red zone. Teams are not scoring touchdowns. Y'all are terrible in the red zone. That's facts. Literally 27. Y'all don't punch the ball in when y'all down there. So, or is it
they haven't played together.
No, do punch the ball.
Played.
Hold on, I'm right. I'm wrong. Y'all do punch the ball down there. Excuse me. But when it comes to defense, y'all allow teams at a very high rate to get in the end zone the red zone once they get there.
I can definitely see that.
I think we game manage and we get to the red zone. I think we're likely to score. And I think that if we have the ball most of the game, like that's just common sense. Like if we have the ball most of the time and we do score touchdowns and not come up on field goals, we should win. And I think that's possible with the Chicago Bears team. You know what I'm saying? So y'all have a chance. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just believe it's capable. If the noise was there and all the fans were there, and I think Trubisky would like lose it. You know what I'm saying? I think being comfortable in a situation where it seems more normal, you can kind of manage and hear a play call and, you know what I'm saying, make adjustments a little easier. I think he'll manage this game well enough to come out with a victory.
I got you. In the last game of Super Wild Card Weekend, the Cleveland Browns, without their head coach Kevin Stefanski, who is on the COVID list, as well as Joe Bonito, their starting guard, will not play this game. They will travel to Pittsburgh this time after defeating them in Week 17 in Cleveland to face the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are a 6-point favorite. The line moved when the news that Stefanski will not coach the game. All right. I'll go first. I originally, after the Sunday Night Football game last week, I picked the Browns to win. I felt like the Browns could beat the Steelers. I'm tired of Juju and them boys in the locker room dancing without masks and not getting fined and things like that. But with the news of Baker not having his coach as well as the guard, I think that hampers the run a little bit with Chubb. I think they gave Big Ben a rest, and Mike Tomlin, such a seasoned coach, going up against an inexperienced play caller on the other side of the field with Stefanski. Even if Stefanski played, he was still inexperienced. But with all you know is going to call the plays this week or run the team, so it'll be interesting to see. So I have Pittsburgh winning. I think it will be a tough, gritty AFC North matchup. I think it's going to be fun to watch. Baker finally gets playoff experience, similar to Josh Allen like last year, but will ultimately fail and have to come back next season, hopefully with a loaded roster, either with Odell, without Odell. We have to see during the all season, but I have the Steelers winning. And I have the Browns covering the spread. I don't think they'll win by 6. I think it'll be Steelers win by 3 points, 4 points, something like that. Derek,
I'm similar to you. I had the Browns winning until the coach was out with COVID, and then they said 12 starters are also out or potentially out. So it's over. It's just a dub.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So I can't pick against Mike Tomlin again with a team that's like, I don't like the team necessarily, but they were very much capable of winning. So I think the Steelers actually win and cover the spread. I think this might get ugly if these players don't play. And I did see a tweet about how this is 2021, yet we're still letting the NFL do stuff that's like we're in cave or Stone Age times, because the coach is very much capable of coaching from the sideline or coaching from the press box.
Yeah.
Or coaching from home via the press box. There's too much technology right now for this to be, oh, you can't be involved at all. Like, that's whack.
I agree.
Playoff game. That's horrible.
Jace, who you got winning, bud?
I got Steelers winning. I had them winning coming in, even if I don't know how to say his name.
Stefanski.
Yeah, I don't have him. I had them when if he did coach. Just because I like the Steelers, bro. I like the Steelers. I feel like they are an overrated team, but I still like them, especially against the Browns, even though they did beat them last game of the season. But I feel like the Steelers have one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. With Juju and Chase Claypool, they are big. I feel like they're big play receivers. So yeah, I got the Steelers winning. Not by a lot though.
Yeah, it's only 6 points. I think it'd be a sluggish matchup. John, who you got winning, man?
Give me Baker. I mean, let me tell you why I got Let me tell you why I got Baker in the Browns. One, I really don't care about this game. It's probably like my least favorite.
Shouldn't be the night game. I think we just had enough of this.
Yeah, like how many times they keep playing? Like just played last week. I don't care.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, one of the best franchises in history. Browns, Baker Mayfield. This politics, you know how that go.
Yeah. So, but because of that, I'm literally just gonna take the Browns just because. I do think if their run game is able to get going early and they get a lead in the beginning of the game, they are in a position to even, one, come back if they happen to lose that lead, and two, keep that lead by running and, rolling out with Baker and throwing downfield. So, if Jarvis plays well, they should be fine. And, I can see them winning this game in Pittsburgh. So.
I just think not having your play caller, Baker, finally them getting in a rhythm, just not having them there on the sideline may make Baker just start pressing on some things. But I think, turnover differential will matter in this game. Big Ben turns over the ball. I think that gives them in Browns' favor, but Baker turns over the ball. Steelers' favor. It's football 101, not trying to overthink it. Jalen, who you got, bud?
I got Cleveland, and I'm going to tell you why. The Steelers cannot run the ball. Steelers cannot run the ball whatsoever. And I feel as if it's going to come down to who makes the key turnover in the game. And I believe that will be Big Ben. Reason I say it's not going to be Baker is because I don't feel like they're going to make Baker throw the ball a whole lot. They're going to rely on one of the best running backs. Like, I don't even know how he wasn't even mentioned, Nick Chubb.
Pure runner,
and the guy behind him, Kareem Hunt. So it's like you can lean on these guys to really get you where you need to be. Grind that clock, keep that offense on the sideline. I mean, it's cold in Pittsburgh, bro. It's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would like to see the Steelers go in there and take care of business. And, you know, I want to see Mike Tomlin win, but I just feel as if there's just too much adversity for his guys to handle it. Juju, dancing. You don't know what he got going on.
Corvette.
Deontay Johnson, he dropping balls whenever he just can't catch cold.
That his best week.
Deontay.
I think
Chase Claypool, we heard about him in the first beginning of the season.
Let me address you.
What?
He played October 18th, the first time in Pittsburgh. The Steelers beat out. No, my bad. The Steelers beat 38-7. Baker Mayfield, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, only 119 yards, only 18 throws. They didn't have Nick Chubb, granted, so Kareem Hunt had 13 carries, 40 yards. However, Big Ben had 162 yards on 22 throws, 14 to 22, only 1 touchdown. But you said the Steelers couldn't. Well, the Steelers ran the ball on them. James Conner had a 101-yard rushing game on 20 carries and a touchdown, and he don't do that often. And now this coach is without their head coach, and I just can't give it to him. And then they won last week, only by 2 points, might I add.
With the backup.
And it was against backups.
No, the quarterback was the backup.
Baker didn't start.
They just rested Ben. They're I think the rest of their starters played, but they rested Ben.
That's what I'm saying. The Browns won by 2, and the Steelers weren't playing nobody. They didn't play nobody. And they didn't run well on them that time, but the Browns, Baker had 196, 1 touchdown. Nick Chubb had 108. So I can live with if Nick Chubb goes off, they win. I could live with that, but I don't talk about what Ben. And
then they got that monster Myles Garrett over there.
Right.
He gonna at least force 1 or 2 turns. He gonna force some turnovers, at least 1. So that's the difference in the game. I ain't saying Baker's gonna go out there and throw for 4 tubs and 300. We all know you know how I feel about Baker. That boy is suspect. So
he had a sack.
With that being said,
he only had 3 tackles last game. He had 3 the first game.
That's last game, bro. We talking about this week.
They played this their 3rd time playing. It's hard.
We talking about this week. They split, right? Regular season, they split.
You could be wrong.
Correct. You can be wrong also.
Wrong. They split against the backup, against the race.
Y'all talking about the same Steelers that lost to the Washington football team. To Alex Smith.
A lot of people lost to the Washington football team.
Beat y'all are not that bad.
7-9 good? Come on now.
The 7 teams that lost to the
7-9 good
football team, Jalen.
Since when?
Hey, Jason, ask your question.
For the first 5 weeks, the coach was coaching during chemo. What are you talking about, man?
That's a great yes, I understand that.
And they started the game and they had Kyle Allen starting some games. They didn't have an identity, and they still managed to win the.
Okay, watch what happens to them boys Saturday.
What you got for us, Jason?
What's wrong with Juju dancing? What's wrong with my boy being the Black Boy Joey? He got Black Boy Joey. He just dancing. Corvette, right?
He's not focused.
He's still out there doing his thing, right?
Wants to take it.
He's not focused.
He's not focused.
I don't find
no, he's not.
him dancing. I find it funny, actually.
The issue with it is it's not an issue until you start losing, and he was doing it while they were on a losing streak. That's the problem.
I mean, what did they finish 12-4?
They think him dancing on the logo made the team more motivated to win.
Yeah.
Motivating the team.
Huh? Don't Tom Brady, like, every time they get a W, he do something on Twitter, right?
He's the GOAT. He gets the double standard. He's the GOAT.
He don't dance on the team logo.
I'm okay, I understand that, but he's still a football player. He's still the other team's watching that, right? The other team
next on the Saints logo. Tell me you wouldn't like it. Come on.
Yeah, you don't like it.
I wouldn't like it.
I'd be pretty upset.
Exactly. I wouldn't like it, but it's football. We're gonna go ahead and bust his mouth when we go out there and play.
No, that's what Von Bell did. What you said, John?
Exactly. Corvette.
You see it, but you're not gonna like Juju. Like you're not gonna be a fan.
No, bro. Look. He is dancing. He's doing a little pregame ritual. Nobody do not win
on the logo. That's like when the Cowboys fans when I forgot it was Terrell Owens when he went to go do that with the star.
Okay,
You saw the player hit him when he did that. What you talking about?
You mad because a man dancing, but you got a game to play? I ain't stop that. That man's grown. He can do what he want. And if he go for 100 yards on you, you can't say nothing after that. But if he don't, okay.
You score in the end. You score when you score and get a turnover. You mean you dance when you score and get a turnover, not before the game on somebody else's logo.
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
They're a playoff team.
It don't matter.
Playoff team. They were arguably the best team in the league at one point.
It's
he can do what he wants.
It's like in 2018 when everybody in New Orleans doing a motorbike dance. When the boy got the pick on Drew in overtime, he did it right back.
I was mad as hell, yes, but he had the right to do it because Drew threw a stupid pass.
Yeah, after a turnover, not before the game.
You can do what you want to do before the game.
I'm saying you can. And they're saying it motivated other teams to play better.
Okay, that's stupid. Y'all just trying to hate on that boy. That's stupid. That boy can dance if you want to dance. You go out there.
He's gonna make the other team a little pissed off.
The most stupid, huh?
Just imagine y'all finna play a football game. I mean, a person doing the worm on your center field.
Bro, Cam Newton used to troll everybody before a game in 2016 or 2015. I forgot what it was.
And you saw what happened. You saw what happened when Debo rocked him when he started taunting before he got in the end zone.
Oh, bro.
But y'all know where Cam from. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Cam get a pass though. We
no,
like Cam.
No pass.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't. They lost.
Y'all don't like Cam?
Oh, I love Cam. That's my boy. But they still lost. That year they lost.
They did.
Is there any more news on the Super Wild Card teams before we talk about Mr. Deshaun Watson out of H-Town?
Now let's get into it, man.
All right. It was reported from Pro Football Talk that Deshaun Watson is unhappy and may request a trade from the Houston Texans after they hired a new GM from New England Patriots to a 6-year deal. Deshaun Watson tweeted a tweet. I forgot what it originally said, but it was later deleted. The further reports came out and said that he was unhappy that they didn't hire Eric Bieniemy. They're trying to go this Patriot way, and he doesn't like that after they already failed with Bill O'Brien. They're trying to rebuild the Patriots. We're like, no, we don't need that. We need to go get the black man out of KC. So they're starting to spark up trade rumors. So let's use our imagination, our collective imagination. I'll start with Jace first because he's doing that. Where would you like to see Deshaun Watson, Mr. Jace Easterwood?
Y'all see that flag? Y'all see that flag right there? I know y'all see it, okay? Deshaun Watson. I'm talking to you. We are finna get rid of Drew Brees this year. Or Drew Brees, I'm sorry, Drew. Let me not disrespect you, okay? Drew, you've had a hell of a run in New Orleans. I love you. Grew up with you and everything. You won me a Super Bowl in 2009. I love you, all right? But your time is up, all right? We need one of them boys that can sling that rock and can run that ball, all right? Deshaun Watson, he's not the fastest. Definitely not the fastest. But listen, that boy is a great quarterback, all right? And we would love to have him in New Orleans with AK, Michael Thomas, Marshawn, Sean Payton to do you right. I promise. You wouldn't see that boy Taysom Hill at quarterback at all. You'll see him at tight end. You wouldn't see him on the field. So Deshaun, get on out of Texas. Come on to Louisiana. The bayou ready for you, man. We ready for you.
I'll go with Jalen next. It seems like we go with Jalen. It seems like the superstars in Houston unhappy. First James Harden, now Deshaun Watson. Where would you like to see Deshaun Watson go?
I would like to see Deshaun Watson in Atlanta, man. I feel like
brother,
it's time for a change in the city. Arthur Blanken already came out and said Julio and your boy Matty Ice can be on the trade block. So I feel as if they can make that work. Get Matty Ice out of Atlanta, plug in Deshaun Watson, and then man, I really think if we get Deshaun Watson in Atlanta, that'll be a spectacular QB lineup. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't, because y'all would have Taysom Hill, and he's trash. But anyway, I would like to see him go there. I feel like he can make an impact with Calvin Ridley. Hopefully, Atlanta would get them. Well, they still got Ty Gurley, but I would still probably draft another skill position player.
Ty Gurley won't be here
Another
next year.
skill position player.
Ty Gurley's on a 1-year deal. He won't be here next year. 9 times out of 10.
Taking it, hey.
So we got Atlanta.
We
We got
can slide that boy down to
Cut Carter. Where would you like to see him go?
Obviously, New Orleans is where I want to see him go, but outside of us, I like to see him. Well, not like to see him here, but I can see him going here. The 49ers, obviously. That'll be a good fit for him. I could see him wanting Shanahan offense. That could be pretty nasty. I'd also like to throw in another team that's like they have a quarterback, but if he went there and put him in that system, he'd be there. That would be the Panthers. I think he would make that offense everything they want it to be, because he's everything that, he got more mobility and more elusiveness than Teddy Bridgewater. And then I'm gonna give y'all one more realistic place.
Say it, brother.
They saying the Patriots, but I know he don't want to go there because it's not gonna help much for him. They need more. You know what I'm saying? They still need more.
Watch they build around him so fast.
But I think one thing I want to say is that I feel like if he's on the block, these teams with these number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 picks, they throw their hat into the race. Because now, why would you want Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields when you can have Deshaun Watson?
The commodity, yep.
You flip that pick for him, you know what he coming in and doing. And then if you're a team like the Jags that have 2 picks, why not?
Yep.
But that's in division, so I can't see that happen anyway. But I'm just saying, teams with them picks like that, they I hope he moves. I ain't gonna lie. I think the NFL needs to shake up. And after the way they let Nook go for what they sent him for, and they let all these players go for these picks, and it's time for them to I wouldn't have signed the extension, but I know in his position he had to, and it was guaranteed money. And he thought Nook was gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bad.
Before I hand it to John, I would just like to because Cut made a great point about the teams with a top 10 draft pick may try to sell their pick to go get Deshaun Watson, and that may be attractive to the Texans who don't have a first round pick, trading in the Laramie Tunsil deal with the OGM Bill O'Brien. I say this team, they can right their wrongs. They missed on them in 2017. They drafted a quarterback from UNC called named Mitch Trubisky, but they can right that wrong by go getting that boy back. You go get Deshaun Watson, Ryan Pace of the Chicago Bears. You go get him, bring him in Chicago, re-sign AR-12, bring in a running back, get him a run game. You already have a capable defense. What it might cost you a couple picks. It may cost you even Khalil Mack. And I'll be fine with trading Khalil Mack for Deshaun Watson. I don't know about y'all, but I'll willing to do that. So I think Chicago may be in the picture. I don't think he will stay in conference if they do indeed trade him, if we do believe these reports and rumors. If they were to trade him, though, I do think he'll go cross conference. They won't have to see him until they have to. So I think Chicago will be a nice fit for him. Maybe Philly. Philly may try to. We don't know what they're doing with Carson Wentz. I'll be willing to trade Jalen Hurts, a pick, and some other players for Deshaun Watson. Get that quarterback situation stable while getting him an outside threat. So the possibilities are really endless. There's a lot of teams opening, the Saints, the Niners, maybe even the Rams if they don't like golf. Things like that is very possible to happen. So it's just fun to watch that a superstar of our league is just on the block, and it should be fun to watch. We'll see what our imagination can do. John, last but not least, where would you like to see Deshaun Watson go? You have a jersey, am I correct?
I do have a Watson jersey, so it could be in the books for him to go to my team. I do actually think that probably would be the best situation. I don't know though. I don't know. I'm kind of like trading Khalil. Khalil's like the centerpiece of our defense, regardless of how well they play. The fact of the matter is, whenever you hear Khalil's name as an opposing, team coming in to play him, it's like that allows you have to game plan for that. So taking him away, I don't know if that puts Deshaun Watson in the best situation. I don't know if that puts him in the same situation as he just left in Houston, where you do have J.J. Watt, a pretty decent pass rusher who's been plagued by injuries, but you're offensively good, but your defense isn't helping you. So I think in whatever way that Ryan Pace is able to, I'm definitely trying to get Deshaun. But if you are, you have to make sure that the situation is starkly different than when he was in Houston. Like, it cannot literally be the same. And this is a tough division, but it's also a very winnable division with Deshaun there and him being that type of caliber quarterback, leading in passing yards this year, who can match Aaron Rodgers. So you want to beat Green Bay, you got to get a quarterback that matches that explosiveness, and Deshaun is the quarterback. If you are going to trade Khalil, you better be damn sure that whatever you do in the draft is going to complement Deshaun Watson defensively. So we'll see.
I gotta say one more thing.
We got it.
I'm talking to the Texans right now, okay? Talking to the Houston Texans, okay? Listen, I'm pretty sure D-Watt has some type of input on where he wants to go. I know he's telling them right now, I don't want to go somewhere where I'm wasting more years of my career.
Well, he didn't officially put in a trade request. It's just rumors that
it doesn't matter. He's unhappy. He is very unhappy, okay? They are not going to change anything within the next 4 years of that organization. I just don't see it happening. They have no picks. They have no future except D-Watt. That is the only future they have. So, do the right thing. What D-Watt? I know you want to come to the city. I know you do. I know you want to come to New Orleans. I know you do. Just tell them we'll give up a lot. I can care less about a pick. I could live a long life without seeing the Saints in the draft, period, if I got D-Watt, I swear. Okay? So, I would love D-Watt to come to New Orleans. I would love it. Definitely a jersey will be on the way as soon as he's there. As soon as he touches down.
I agree. And Deshaun Watson finished as the top 3 quarterback via Pro Football Focus. So, even with no running game, overall line. Huh?
Yeah, the most passing yards, didn't he?
I don't think. I think he did. I think he did have the most passing yards. I think.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he led the league in passing yards, even though they lost.
Oh yeah. So with no O-line, no running game, your receivers getting suspended or injured, and you still go out there and ball and week in, week out, keep your team in games. We respect that, and we love your game, man.
Hoping for the best, man. New Orleans, man.
Hoping for the best, man. Before we get off of football, we have to talk about the college football playoffs. I believe Damon didn't get on the podcast today because he didn't want to apologize to me. I respect it, but Cut and Jalen, I would like my apology. I prefer it now, man. You guys said Clemson was going to beat Ohio State, and Justin Fields said, "No, sir, not me. 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. We're going crazy with bruised ribs, playing like Drew Brees out there, but with a cannon." So, OU versus Alabama in the championship. But I want my apologies first before we preview that game.
I'm sorry, Bruiser. I was wrong. I'm a man of my word. I told you last week I'll come on here and say publicly that I was wrong, and I was wrong. But moving on to Ohio State and Alabama. This is the Alabama Invitational. I say this all the time. It's theirs to lose every single year. Alabama, by a lot.
Talk nice.
No cap. Devontae.
First
wide receiver to win the Heisman since I don't know when.
Desmond Howard in the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. Matt Jones back there, killing. Najee Harris, who really, in my opinion, one of the best players in college football right now. Gonna come in the NFL and do damage.
Get the mic off your beard.
I don't understand how. My apologies, brother.
Yeah,
it's growth. It's growth. Little growth. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see where Ohio State beats them. They not finna come run the ball. Not doing that. I mean, Justin Fields, like him. But come on now. Like, do we really think Justin Fields is going to do anything against a Nick Saban defense?
Well, you thought the same thing with a Dabo Sweeney defense.
I don't even like Dabo. So, yeah, Dabo defense, sweet, is pie. But I'm telling you right now, Alabama defense ain't never been that. It ain't never been pie. And I'm just saying, SEC football versus Big Ten football, all the big boy football get played in the SEC. For those who don't know what that means, Southern Eastern Conference.
Carter, I'm awaiting my apology now.
Sorry, but it doesn't take away from the fact that they about to get beat by Bama. I got Alabama over Ohio State by 14.
10-point spread. You said 15?
14 plus.
Oh, got you. That's it?
I ain't got nothing to say. I mean, Jalen said it all. Devontae gonna have a game. Devontae getting 100. So.
All right. I'll say mine for last. John, your team, we wasn't even mentioning Notre Dame, but your team was bounced by Alabama. They kept it close though. I was surprised. They didn't cover the Alabama not cover the spread, so they did their part. Two things. Who you have winning the championship? You can answer that question last, but to answer this question first. How can Notre Dame finally win a bowl game? They've been in the bowl game drought for a minute, I believe, especially in the playoffs, college football playoffs.
I think they have to stop being so racist systemically with who they're allowing to play the quarterback position and try to be more like it's the same thing with these. I don't know, Chicago a little bit has with Trubisky start to realize the type of quarterback they need and they get to shine in the racist streak that they've been on. But I think Notre Dame needs to recruit athletic players. I think the players that they recruit are really good and solid fundamentally, and they're sound to do routines, and their players are able to listen to the coaching staff. But they don't have gritty players like from the South. You know what I'm saying? Like those players just play differently with passion, and I think at the quarterback position you need a passionate quarterback, and we have never had that in Notre Dame. So not having that type of quarterback really does impact the type of games you're going to win. So if they're able to really sit down, recruit, and find that leader of a quarterback that has passion, that's driven, that's athletic, talented, really once in a lifetime type of quarterback, I think they'll win both games. But until then, they probably won't. We'll lose to teams like Alabama, who is prepared with NFL talent all around. And that's why I have them winning against Ohio State. While Ohio State did look impressive against Clemson, and I did believe they would win, I just think Alabama, with now a Heisman receiver, and Devontae Smith, and Mac Jones as well, being a candidate, I think that they'll win. And not to mention, like, Najee Harris is still invincible. So with everything that they have as weapons, and with the history books saying that their dynasty is very much still intact, you gotta see them adding another one on this year. So I got them winning.
Jace, are you riding? You keeping with the SEC theme here and going with Bama, or are you picking OSU for the upset?
I'm an LSU Tiger till I die. Okay, I will never go for roll tide. I never do it. I'm going with Ohio State. Okay, I'm going with Ohio State. I feel like Justin Fields can pull it out.
Gotcha. That's it.
That's all I can say. I can't.
I do think I have Alabama winning as well. I do think it won't be a blowout like what Cut was saying. I think it will be a touchdown game. I just feel like in this new era, college football is all about scoring the most points. And I think Alabama offense is prolific. Najee Harris, they said Jalen Waddle might be back in this game as well. Devontae Smith, Heisman winner. But the Ohio State has great offensive talent too with Trey Sermon and Chris Olaf. And with Justin Fields showed it. There was questions about his draft stock coming in. Should he be the number 2 overall pick? He quieted all those doubters with bruised ribs, throwing 6 touchdowns, looking perfect, magical, accurate. He outplayed Trevor Lawrence in that game last night. And I think he can outplay Mac Jones again. There's a reason it's an 8-point spread. There's something there. They believe that he can outplay Mac Jones. I know it'll be tough. It's a Bama defense. I know all that. But the weakness to Bama is a quarterback that can throw the ball. Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow. And Justin Fields can add himself to that list with a stellar performance. They have to play stellar, like no mistakes. If they play no mistake free football, I can see the upset. But I'm riding with Alabama. I trust them boys to get it done. What?
Mistake free.
Don't
Mistake
correct
free
me.
football.
You've been trying to talk over me.
No
I try to talk.
However, I could agree with that. That throwing the ball is the way to beat them. And nobody ever said Justin Fields wasn't the best quarterback in this game against like this in this actual game here. It's just Alabama's the better team.
We've seen a better team lose before, so
Is Mac Jones coming back?
he's gonna. I think he comes.
Probably not.
He gonna come out because they got another 5-star they gotta play.
Bryce Young.
Bruce, say that again.
Say what again?
That last part you said.
What was the last part I said?
You said something about like you just never know what you're gonna get, or
I didn't say
like something along the lines of you just never know. Like anybody can beat anybody, right?
I said Bama. The weakness to Bama is a passing quarterback. We've seen it with Trevor Lawrence. We've seen it with Joe Burrow. We've seen it with just forgot his name that quick. But Justin Fields can add his list to that name if he plays stellar. They got to play mistake-free football.
Okay.
Because they have the offensive talent. College football is no longer who has the better defense. It's who has the better offense. I think Bama definitely has the better offense, but if Bama offense becomes stagnant or something, they start off slow or something, 3-0 due to the championship atmosphere, I'm sure Justin Fields and the boys can take the lead with Trey Sermon. We saw what Justin Fields did under pressure when he was everybody, like all the analysts on ESPN and other networks were calling. They were thinking Clemson was going to wax Ohio State. They had their backs up against the walls before. I think Justin Fields built for it. But I have Bama winning, but I will not be surprised if OSU win.
Sound like you
doubt it.
Trying to cover your pick, trying to play both sides. That's what it sounds like.
I kind of like Ohio State, man. I kind of want Ohio State to win, but I'm riding with Bama.
I ain't gonna play both sides. OU. No.
OSU. TOSU.
Yeah, OSU.
All right. Is there any more football news before we talk about the National Basketball Association?
Let's hop into basketball, man. Let's go.
All right. We're going to start off with some news. I want to say prayers up to Markelle Fultz towards ACL yesterday. Just a great talent, a great comeback story that was in the works, but suddenly derailed due to injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that guy was really coming on too, man. Praying for him for real.
That's when that happens, man.
All right, I'm gonna talk about some records real quick before I give you all your time for y'all takeaways. The best team in the NBA is the Philadelphia 76ers. Cud has been real critical of them in their playoff or the lack thereof their success in the playoffs. Cud, are you ready to dispel that after a 7-1 hot start? Are you still riding on them? Are you still waiting to see them in the playoffs? And my apologies, 7-2.
I think it's good for them right now. I am waiting to see it in the playoffs and see if it works, because I don't think Ben and Embiid wins series together. But so far so good. Maybe Doc told him something. I don't know. I don't really
motivational
care.
speaking.
I don't care as long as Ben thrives, to be honest. So if they winning, who cares? To me.
I got you. The Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Lakers have the best record in the Western Conference, tied at 6-2. Are we surprised that the Suns are off to a hot start? JB, you start.
No, as I said earlier in the season, I felt as if Phoenix would be pretty hot. You know, they'll be a playoff team this year. And I felt as if, you know, the Suns would take that next step and actually become a playoff contender. And they've done so under the leadership of Chris Paul. What he brings to those guys is toughness and a true leader. You got Jay Crowder, real 3-and-D guy, can go out there and get you between 15 and 18 and play great defense. DeAndre Ayton. I mean, you got and D-Book himself, the guy I picked to win MVP this year. Man, these guys is just, you know, they clicking. And I knew going into the season, Monty Williams would have them emphasizing defense, because the offense has never been the problem. It's always been the defense. So now that you got one of the best defensive point guards ever, I mean, sky's the limit, man. I don't know if they can beat LA, but I definitely could see them surprising everyone and making it to the Western Conference Finals. That's on wax.
Got you. Before I give it to you, John, Jace, the Hawks have starting off to a 4-1 incredible record, have lost 3 straight, and now they are 4-4. What has happened to the Hawks' fiery start? Talk to us, man.
Man, listen. Yes, they have lost 3 straight, but I still have hope in the Hawks. Okay, I still have hope in them. I feel like Trae Young. I forgot what last game. How much he went off last game, didn't he?
Let's take a lookie.
Yeah, like 4 points, like 7 or 4 points.
It was 7. He played terrible.
Yeah. So that's not gonna happen for him a lot. So that's the reason why they lost last game. But I don't know. It's too early in the season to know what's gonna happen. But I just know that they're not gonna go last seed like they were last year. Not last year, but close to last seed like they were last year. So I can't really put a exact answer on it. But yeah, I still have hope in them.
Got you. And before we get into you guys each individual takeaways, John, the Pacers are 6-2, shocking the NBA world. Nobody expected them to return to this status, even with the loss of T.J. Warren, a new head coach. Sabonis and Brogdon has returned. Can you talk to us about why this Pacers team has suddenly awoken, like broke onto the scene?
Personally, I don't really like the Pacers. I really like the Pacers. I didn't think they'd make the playoffs this year. So Nate Bjorken, the head coach of the Indiana Pacers, is former assistant coach of the Toronto Raptors, championship winning Toronto Raptors.
Oh, wow.
The team has championship experience in the organization that can be transferred to the players. Secondly, the return of Domantas Sabonis has been probably the most noteworthy news.
Look like he hasn't lost a step.
In fact, like he's gotten better.
Right.
As far as his playmaking, he's a triple-double type of player, and he looks on the same level with Jokic as far as being impactful. So I think, like, because they have that big, because they have Miles Turner, because Oladipo also looks impressive this year in scoring at least 20, I think, 4 times, they have an offense and a team that plays defense, well enough to win games. So, it's impressive what they're doing with the first-year head coach and the fact that they're on, the top of not on top of the East Conference, but, they only got 2 losses, and the Sixers got 2 losses as well now. So they're tied for that top spot. So, I think they're going to win a lot of games. Their roster is good, so it's cool to see it, I guess.
All right, and get into NBA takeaways. What you seen between these latest few games in NBA you've been seeing? Talk to us, man.
Yeah, so what is it, week 3 of the NBA?
Yeah.
And things have started to normal themselves out. I guess, like, with time, things play themselves out, and we're starting to see the teams that we think are definitely going to go and be a good playoff team, and we're starting to see those teams that we think are definitely not going to make the playoffs. As far as I'm concerned, I've been pretty correct on who I believe is going to make the playoffs, but it's just still too close to call for a lot of these teams, with Houston being 13th right now. They're 2-4. They got their players back. Wall and Harden is playing, and Boogie is there, but they're still losing games. So you got to wonder what the fate is of the Houston Rockets this season. Golden State looks impressive. Like, we see now that they are one of the better teams in the Western Conference. I don't know why this disrespect was, like, given to them, but it's shown that they're going to win games. They're going to make the playoffs, and Curry is going to play well. And they have a deep enough squad to compete. Draymond is back. He's playing well. He played 30-something minutes last game. He's getting his numbers up in hustle stats. He's making plays for James Wiseman. He already said James Wiseman is going to be a top caliber center in the league. So, I mean, that's my biggest takeaway. And lastly, I'm impressed with the Pelicans. They did lose the last game to the Thunder, which I don't see how they lost that game. But I am impressed with them managing to win games this season. After kind of like tumultuous beginnings from years before. But having Steven Adams, having, I guess, Bledsoe is giving them a chance to compete with a lot of teams. So I'm impressed with the Pelicans winning, and hopefully they can remain in a position to make the playoffs, because I think they have playoff type of players. So, and lastly, Julius Randle, man.
Talk to him, John.
Boys, man. Julius Randle got the Knicks hooping. This man, bro, have y'all seen? If you've seen his rebounds the last 7 games, bro, it's been 12, 17, 16, 14. Like and he's scoring like 25 points, and he's getting assists, and he's getting blocks and steals. Turning the ball over, but they're winning games. So I try to tell you about the Knicks, man. Austin Rivers is also there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my takeaway. And shout out to Philadelphia. Hopefully Markelle can have a speedy recovery, but Cole Anthony, it's your time to shine. So,
right, Jalen, what are your NBA takeaways in this week or previous games, bud?
So I have been paying attention to, mainly the Suns, seeing what they're doing, also the Warriors. I feel like the Warriors are coming around and they're starting to click now. You just seen Steph give Dame 62. Like, I mean, that ain't no easy task to get that man 62. And I just feel as if they are clicking at the right time. I also like what I see out in Sacramento. Them boys is hooping. I don't know what Luke Walton then told them or whatever the case may be, but the boys hooping now.
Tyrese Halliburton, he's single-handedly the reason why they're winning games.
I like the young rook. The young rook can shoot. Man, I just feel like they're trending towards being a playoff team. And I didn't foresee this, but I definitely see them. They could be one of the bubble teams, man. Seriously. Those guys are that good. They compete night in and night out, and they have the young talent to do so. Also, did not see the Knicks being 5-3. Definitely thought they were going to be at least 0-8. So shout out to John for that prediction. Also, my Miami Heat struggling right now. Leads the league in turnovers.
Tyler Hero doesn't.
We will not make the playoffs if we continue to play how we're playing right now. Just being real. Can't be anybody turning the ball over 20 plus times. I don't care who you are. Well, probably LeBron could do that, but we ain't got that. So, yeah, we're trending on the down to not be in the playoffs this year. If we continue to turn the ball over at the rate that we do.
Y'all are go. Y'all are go.
We should. I hope. I don't know. But also, I like what I see. Man, listen. I don't feel like this guy is getting his flowers, and he's been playing like the MVP of the league. The Joker. Guy's averaging a triple-double as a big man.
He's not getting recognition because they only won one game.
Yeah, they're losing. But I think they got 3 wins under their belt. They're playing the Mavs right now, so
they're 3 and 4.
Tonight.
3 and 4. We'll see on a 2-game winning streak.
1-4 when he was going crazy. They won 2 straight.
Understand it's just like certain teams you can't really take seriously when they start winning. It's like just the Orlando Magic. Come on now. Did we really think the Orlando Magic was gonna make a run for the 1 seed? No. They just had a great couple of games, and now they're back to square one.
Jace has a question for you.
They're not back to square one. They're still winning games. They're 6-2. They're tied for the 1 seed.
Second team in the East.
Okay, so who in here thinks that Orlando will finish top 3 as a top 3 seed?
JB, I just got a question for you, bro.
How do they top 3?
Yes.
On your Orlando, it's basketball, okay? You were playing basketball here, okay? It's a team sport. So, your team, for instance, did we really think they were going to go to the finals?
Nah.
Okay.
Nobody. But we knew they would make the playoffs.
Yeah.
We knew they would make the playoffs for sure.
It wasn't like a top 5 playoff team.
And also, my point with the Hawks, like them, very talented, but like I said, they don't know how to be consistent. They don't have winning habits yet. And in order to make the playoffs, you have to have winning habits. You can't start off hot and then all of a sudden you drop, 3 games?
Yeah.
They 4-4. Y'all 3-4, so they still doing something better than y'all.
Oh, okay. Let's see what happens at the end of the season. But anyway, like I was saying, because Jimmy's been out. If you're gonna tell the full story.
Excuse. It's early, bro. It's okay.
They got a Jimmy Butler on their team.
They got
Jimmy Butler. Okay. Yeah. Hey, somebody else go, because I'm not gonna do this.
Hey, cut. What's your takeaways, then?
Takeaways. One of my big
The Pelicans.
Excuse me? I can't hear you.
The Pelicans are buns.
We lost
Manure.
by 1 point last night to the Thunder. I don't know how I didn't really watch, but we'll be on ESPN tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. Monday when we played against the Pacers, we actually should have won, but they called a charge on Bledsoe that they didn't call. Oladipo did the same move the play before, but so they weak. But other than that,
sound like y'all lost.
we play Charlotte tomorrow. I'm not concerned. But my big takeaway is, I am surprised by the Sixers, as Bruiser said. The Magic are a shocker, but I do want to talk about the Pacers, who everybody removed from the playoffs. Except Jalen. We was all removing them from the playoffs at the beginning. That I might have to eat those words if they keep it up. Sabonis is balling, Depot balling, Brogdon balling. Brogdon really is Brogdon's team.
You tell you something about Brogdon, boy. I don't know.
It's Brogdon and Sabonis' team. Oladipo really he just there, but it's Brogdon's team.
It's really Brogdon's team for real.
I do want to talk about my boy JB and Tatum, but JB that everybody kind of try to underwrite as
they're both averaging 27 points a game. They're like 6 and 7 in points per game this year.
Jaylen Brown is better.
He can play both sides of the ball and average 27. Tatum is the better bucket, yes, but Jaylen Brown is God's best player every night.
I don't want Kemba to come back for real.
Let's talk about it real quick. Let's talk about it real quick before you continue. Should they? Because
I know if they bring Kemba back and they try to lower Jaylen Brown to the third again, like they did in the playoffs, try to make him shrink himself for him.
So do y'all think they should? You think Kemba should come back with a minimum role playing a third option, or do you think they should try to move him and bring in somebody? What do you guys think?
Third option,
bring him back.
Third option, 6-man, or bye.
Yes, he needs to be the third option.
He gets paid too much money to be the 6-man.
Yeah, he's not a 6-man.
They ain't got to play Marcus Smart no time soon. Bro, you can't.
$100 million coming off the bench cut, really?
Bro, you're tripping. He's not even. Kimba's
not going to allow that to happen. You paying me this much money to sit on the bench and be a 6-man?
Play for Rozier. Get Rozier back and let Rozier come off the bench and let him go.
Kimba needs to come in and average. He needs to be an 18 to 20 point scorer per game, and also high assists.
I don't want him to mess up the chemistry.
Yeah,
I mean, he's never been that kind of guy to mess up the chemistry.
He messed it up. They just did it in the playoffs. He messed it up. That's literally what happened.
Yeah, but now he sees who. Okay, I'm either going to Jalen or I'm gonna go to Jason. Like, they're the number one options on the team.
All right.
Yeah.
But it was too many. They had. But now you got Kemba. Kemba gonna need the ball. Marcus Smart can play off the ball. Kemba gonna need the ball.
And plus on the defensive side of things, we all know Kemba. Like, you might have to shade a player over there to help him on some defenders, especially if they're doing the switching in the playoffs. Get a big on them. Maybe there's a dialogue to be had with the point guards Danny Ainge brings in, because they ain't it. Except for Marcus Smart, he like that.
The last good one was IT. Well, not good one. Great. IT was great that year. So,
yep.
What needs to happen is
they drafted point guard too.
Oh yeah,
they need to redefine his role.
In the West, the Suns are surprised, but I mean, I expected them to make the off, so it's just a testament to Monty. Lakers gonna Laker. Clippers turned it around from the early little questionable moment.
Well, I played in the back-to-back.
Yeah, that's that line. That really made me upset. Back-to-back since 2017, bro. I was like, all right. They could have just not told me that. So you telling me for 4 years? You know how many back-to-backs they play in the NBA? They play at least like 15, almost 15 back-to-backs. Or like, if not 15, a little bit lower. And this man ain't played one in 4 years.
Who?
Kawhi.
Oh, dang. That's crazy.
Yeah. And we was talking about the best player in the NBA. I never said it, but people were saying that.
Top five. He's not top 5.
If you don't play, you can't be the best at nothing. Sorry, not sorry.
Talk to him, Cut. Let him know.
He's the Tony Romo of basketball. Tony Romo doesn't have a ring, but or rings.
I see you trying to do that, JB.
What else I want to say? Something about the Rockets 2-4.
They still can't play defense.
We said, I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy because when we had this conversation right after the bubble, you said, what should the Rockets do? And I think all of us literally said, blow it up. Like, we said, blow it up. Like, bring Harden back. We said, you're not going to win. And, like, now it's crazy looking at this team, and you didn't blow it up. In fact, you tried to build around Harden by bringing Wall in and trading Russ. Like, the general management decisions have been stupid. Like, let's just call it what it is. These have been, like, literally the worst decisions. How do you just try to put things together real quick? Like, okay, we lost Mike D'Antoni. Let's go get Steven Silas, his number one offensive rating team from Dallas. Let's bring in Wall, who just got off an injury. Let's bring in Boogie, who just got off an injury. Let's bring in these players. Let's bring in Harden, who don't want to be here. Like, in what world does all these circumstances coming together lead to a championship?
The only person thriving from this is Harden's points per game, which is what he cares about.
And
Well, not what
Christian
he cares about, but what he's good at. And Christian Wood. Everybody else, you just there. And the coach is going to suffer because this is embarrassing. And his coaching record going to look bad because this is probably not his ideal team, nor I don't think he had really a say-so in the team. He just knew Russ didn't fit. However, it's bad for Russ too because the Wizards are struggling too. And they combined for 80 points last night, or because Bill had 60 and Russ had, I think, 20 I want to say 20 even, but
the Wizards are the second highest scoring team in the NBA per game. They just are getting back. They're not defending on the other end. Like they average 120.8 points per game. That's only second to the Bucks with 125. They just are getting outscored on the other side of the ball. Their point differential is negative 2.1. They be in close games, but they just can't finish for some reason.
Yeah, and David Bertans did give 17 last night, so I can't diss him.
And Bill just come out the third night. Bill just had 60 against the Sixers.
Bill had 60. Russ had 20. And Bertans had 17. And Thomas Brown had 11. And they still lost. But however, they played the Sixers. And it was 136.
They have 6 losses, but they only lost to 3 teams. That's the crazy part. 2 losses against the Sixers, 2 losses against the Bulls, and 2 losses, I believe, against the Hornets. So it's like, you know.
And they play tomorrow.
They beat the Nets the other day.
And they play Boston tomorrow night. It's just a tough.
Yeah. But they can win, though. Like, you get the players. You like Bill just scored 60. You got Russell Westbrook. Like, you really look at the Wizards and you say, y'all should be better than what this is right now. It is a new team, but
I think it's
twice. I mean, they schedule just not opening up. When they played teams outside of that, they did beat the Brooklyn and they did beat the Timberwolves. So maybe as the season goes on, they'll get better. I feel like they're in a better situation than Houston.
I got you.
So that's just me. But that's my takeaways. And the Grizzlies 2-5, but I think that's just without Ja. Without Ja and Jaren.
I said it.
Got a test to there.
Yeah. I said it last week.
What?
I said the Grizzlies won't they won't be in the playoff picture due to the injuries of Morant.
They got. I mean, if they could last 2 more weeks, just be they almost beat the Lakers. They could just stay. And I ain't gonna lie, if I'm a team and I have a major injury like that, I think I start looking at bringing in veterans. You got all these people sitting at home, bro. Michael Beasley at home, Lance Stevenson at home, IT at home. Why not give them a chance?
You could bring in veterans because I think those veterans play better than a lot of teams right now.
At home, bro. If I'm the Grizzlies, bro, Isaiah Thomas will be starting at point guard. I'm sorry, I don't think nobody else on that team is that. Like Grayson Allen,
Denver Brooks, they're trying to develop their young core.
Yeah, all
right. Before we get to new music, Jace, we haven't forgot about you, but what are your NBA takeaways?
I only look at in the beginning of the season, I only look at the teams that really matter, like the Lakers, the Nets, the Warriors. They matter to me now. The Warriors, I'm not sold on them. Every time they win, Steph has scored 30 plus. Steph is not going to do that every night.
I said that's expected, though. Do you think they'll make the playoffs?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to – because the way they make the playoffs, if Steph averages 32 the whole season, the entire season, he has averaged 32. It's possible, but at his age and stage of his career without Clay, all this and that, people, and then they're gonna start throwing looks at him, even though it's still Steph Curry. He's still the best shooter of all time, but it's gonna make it harder for him to score. So I don't think they'll make. Well, if they make the playoffs, they're gonna be a low seed. I say.
Oh, for sure.
Bottom.
Yeah, the conversation coming into the season was, can he lead this team to the playoffs like what Russ did, like what Harden did, like what Chris Paul did, like what LeBron did? Do you think he'll just make them 7th, 8th seed? If he gets them to the playoffs, his legacy is like, it's clean. But if he doesn't make it, people are going to think, he's the greatest shooter all the time, but he needed help from Defensive Player of the Year, Draymond Green, All-Star shooter Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant. Yeah, that's how you feeling?
I mean, and with that conversation, he'll never leave that. Like, that conversation will never leave his side, because with that help, he went to the finals and won and stuff like that. So, I mean, when they won, they were going against hurt teams in the finals, I should say. So, I mean, this would add to his legacy, of course. I just don't see them going to the playoffs, in my opinion. I don't see him averaging 32 points a game. Because Andrew Wiggins, you're not going to get help from Andrew Wiggins. He's I'm sorry to say.
Carry his dead weight. He can't carry it. Too much.
Yeah, they're trying to make him something that he's not, with Kelly Oubre on the side as well. Having them, I seen the stat. It was like they shot was it 23s and they only made 4 with them combined or something like that. Yep. So they're not right for that system. So I feel like as a team they won't make it to the playoffs. But Lakers, of course, LeBron, AD, they're gonna do what they want to do. The Nets is not surprising, but it's interesting seeing Kyrie and KD last seconds of the game. I thought KD was gonna get that ball. I thought he was gonna have the first shot, but he ended up not having the first shot and he ended up missing it. So, I still see them making top 3. Yeah, top 3 in the East. So I feel like it's still too early to even make predictions or anything like that. But that was the only takeaways I got from these first 3 weeks of basketball.
I got you, bud. Is there any more NBA news before we shift gears to music? Guess not.
I think the Suns are really good. Really, really good. When you look at their team, the bench, the people that come off the bench is Javon Carter from West Virginia. You got Cam Johnson. You have Dario Saric. And you have, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that they really do play defense. They have Jay Crowder, I think, is one of the best two-way players in the league. Chris Paul literally being there is making a difference. The team is playing defense. And in today's NBA, like you're saying, these teams are scoring 130 points, 125, 115 points. But this year, when we crown a champion, it's going to have to be the team that plays the best defense. And I think the Suns, being number 1 right now in defensive rating and allowing the fewest points per game, they put themselves in a position to, go to the finals perhaps, because that's just what you need to do to get there, play defense. So shout out to Chris Paul for going and joining the organization with Monty Williams, who he has a lot of history with. And I think that they'll make a real competitive run in the end. So looking forward to it.
I agree.
I agree with my word. Something.
Yo.
Another thing with the Warriors thing, your best player. It was the best. Your best player can't be a point guard for you to win the finals.
Facts.
And this is definitely testing Steph. That conversation with Steph, they won't make the finals. They won't. But if they make the playoffs, I'll say that conversation is only for Steph Curry, bro. It's only for Steph because he was the best player at that time.
He did it He did it that one time, and I think it was just a matchup thing. I think that Cleveland team wasn't depleted; they wouldn't have won. When he won the first one, say he would have played. I think Miami beat. I think the Heat. I think the Cavs beat. Was it the Celtics in the conference championship? I think it was the Celtics.
No, it was the 2015. Either Raptors or Hawks.
With the Raptors or Hawks. Say they played the Raptors. Or say they played a team a real team, a team that's complete They just couldn't get past Bron.
It's not hurt.
Yeah, they couldn't get past Bron. They would have probably lost. You know what I'm saying? That's all that came down to. But I'm not going to use that to take it. That's his best ring to me. And that Hawks team was really that was a great team. It just was individually they came. LeBron was like, "Oh, there's nothing to me." Like that's why they lost to him. But that's not taking nothing away from Curry. That's my favorite Curry ring because then after that they lost. Then they came back. The team was KD. Then they came back with KD again. It's just he wasn't the best player on the team anymore.
Yeah.
But he was the MVP of that team because that was like, that was his team. Yeah. It's like it's your team, you the fan favorite, but he doing all the work. That's what that was. But not all the work, but he's the difference in the game. He's the reason you won it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's just hard for a point guard to lead a team to success. Like it won't, because you're gonna run into somebody that's more athletic, more
bigger.
They just more responsible for more. They could do more. You 6'3" point guard. You know what I'm saying? That's why Ben Simmons so scared because he is 6'10" point guard, and that's why I think LeBron playing the point last year is what took the Lakers over the hump. When you got somebody that's that athletic and that and that big,
bring the ball down, you know what they're gonna do with the ball. Like it's
a mismatch.
Yeah.
That's why Luka was supposed to be so much of a problem. And that's why I picked him to be my MVP candidate. But but Porzingis back in a couple weeks, so we'll see what they do.
Yeah. All right, let's get into that new music cut, Carter.
Ain't much like set in stone dropping right now, but I looked for my weekly music post that post all the new music, but it ain't talking about nothing. So I'm gonna just have to use Twitter, and apparently we are getting a new Russ and Lil Baby record.
Oh yeah.
We're getting a I'm sorry, I had to pull it up anyway. I scrolled. Apologies. Oh, we may be getting Lil Durk, The Voice Deluxe tonight.
What?
You see the video last night for Still Trapping?
I seen the snippet. I ain't watched the whole thing yet. Speaking of videos, Lil Uzi and Future dropped the video for Drinking and Smoking. Exactly produced and directed by DJ Eskimo City, the coolest DJ in the world. Griselda, if you listen to that type of rap, they're dropping a project called Conflicted. It's a soundtrack. And then Zara Larson, if you ever heard of her, she's a pop singer. She got a song with Thug dropping tonight. So that's all I really know. Oh, and Doja Cat and Saweetie been promoting something today, and it looks aesthetically pleasing for the eyes.
Yes, sir.
So that's all I really have on music. It's not much set in stone. Like I haven't seen the guaranteed drops tonight.
Before I do my closing remarks, John, we started a podcast off talking about the events that happened at the state capitol, as well as the events that happened in Kenosha. We just want to get your thoughts before we end the podcast.
Yeah, so the events that took place yesterday at Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C. was extremely unfortunate and just an example of the white patriarch that exists in this country and how unfortunate law enforcement responds to certain incidents when it comes to demonstrations. And this wasn't even demonstrating. This was straight out terror and terroristic and an act of terrorism. But these terrorists were allowed to enter a building under the assistance of officers who knew about this incident for weeks. So it's just kind of crazy to think about the situation and just even looking at images. And you really think, and when you put it in a big picture, you really see like this was people who love one person, people who are fans of this one person, like crazy fanatics. And they, to a certain extreme, are so crazy about this person that they're willing to risk their lives to enter a government building. And you think about every other president in American history, no president has ever incited rage and riots like this. Like this is literally illegal. Like this is literally a federal charge to incite riots especially on government grounds. So I think that it's just crazy to see this unravel from a president. Like, Obama didn't have, like, people were like very much for Obama, but Obama didn't have a whole clan of people ready to attack on site. Like, I think it's kind of wild, but I am extremely proud with the NBA response and just how they continue to be activists for social issues like this. And I very much am proud of my boys Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum for their remarks on the events that took place yesterday and how they felt towards it. So for those that's listening, like, whatever you do, you can be whatever you want to be in life. Like, that's really cool. Like, you can be a basketball player, a football player. Like, you can be a cook, but that's fine. But you still must raise awareness for something, because, like, if you don't, then the opposition will get in and try to kill and destroy. So you got to make sure that we're raising awareness, having conversations like this, and making sure that we're pushing further generations of activists so that we can actually live in a better place for real. So that's all I got. Appreciate you.
Appreciate that, John. We all had our spiel at the beginning, so we appreciate your words and, of course, your response. And this will conclude episode 86 of the PACT Life Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We're available to you on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube. Follow us at PACT Life Pod or PACT Life Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I got that right. Beside me, we got Slim Reaper, Mr. Jace. Welcome him back in 2021.
Hey, y'all be safe. Y'all stay blessed up, man, please.
Diagonally, we got my brother, Mr. Cut Carter.
Cutthroat.
Also diagonally, we got Mr. JB himself.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all visit pactbrand.net and purchase some gear. Got everything you need.
And last but not least, we got Mr. Johnny Mars.
Shout out to Warnock, Morehouse man alma mater. You know, first black senator in Georgia. Shout out to that boy, that man. And stay safe, because they had shirts on at that rally that said Civil War. So if they're expecting something, then clearly they're trying to incite something. And there were militia groups outside of different state houses across the country, including Atlanta, where we currently reside. So just stay safe again for everybody.
Stay safe and stay dangerous, man. Just stay safe and stay dangerous. And I'm your host, Bruiser Carter. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 86, recorded in 2021, kicking it off right. Our 2-year anniversary, January 22nd or 28th, I believe. I forgot, but 2 years. Been crazy with this ride that we've been on. So appreciate y'all boys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, supporting with us, rocking with us. And we out of here, man.
New PACT Life.